hurt people hurt people. And I just feel like, you know, the slogan for my business is be the person you want to meet. I feel like everybody wants to meet somebody that's kind, that's honest, you know what I'm saying, that's caring, that will be there for you in your lowest, you know, things like that. And it's like, I feel like you have to give what you want. So with that being molded from the heart, that's how I feel. Like I'm always the person that's giving out flowers and giving out, you know, guidance in life and advice, because why not?
Money well spent, I move just fine, trust me.
Put up yourself, and I said what I said. We gonna still get the bread. We gonna still get it ahead. You know, like
you can have the hardest bars, and if you don't got cadence, yeah, it's a wrap.
Scientist. Like, just because my mom
got me on
classic,
exactly. Yeah, freestyle. Yeah, that's original. What's good in the hood? This is episode 54 of For the Throat podcast. I am your host, MC Thrillz, co-hosted by Papi X Dinero.
Yes, sir.
We got a special guest in the building, Dai Made.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Usually, how I like to get it started, I'll have the artists introduce themselves to the people. Just let them know a little bit about yourself, where you from, just the basics.
Okay, for sure, for sure. What's good, y'all? It's your girl Dai Made, as he said. I am from the 414, you know what I'm saying, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Out here in San Antonio, you know what I'm saying, just living that life, you feel me? I feel like a little bit to know about me is like I'm a humanitarian, you know what I'm saying? I aspire to do a lot of things in life. Music just so happens to be one of those things that I'm really good at. I feel like everybody should get paid for being themselves, so that's my life aspiration. So, you know, I do music, I'm a life coach, and that's all something that's like intuitively within myself. So, you know, super happy to be here and like discuss so many things. Just get to know me a little bit more. I'm a pretty like introverted person, so me being an artist is definitely me growing as a person and stepping out of my shell, making connections and really just like learning how to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like it's already in me, but to understand the business aspect of it, you know what I'm saying, and to really learn everything to do with artistry has just been beautiful for real. So, yeah, it's a little bit to know about me.
That's dope. That's dope. We had Dai Made on one of our event episodes. That was episode 51. Maybe about 10-15 minutes of convo that day.
Yeah.
One thing that stands out the most from our conversation was when you said heartbreak led you to music. Yeah. So, but before we get there, I want to go back. I didn't know you. I don't remember you saying last time you're a life coach.
Yeah, I'm a life coach.
Let's talk about that. I like to know about the person that comes to the podcast, other than their artistry, let's give them a little bit about that. How's that life?
Man, let's think about it. So, actually, still pertaining to the heartbreak, like literally that same year of 2019, as I mentioned. It was like, and even to this day, like I have my business is called Molded from the Heart. And you might hear it in my songs if you peep, you know what I'm saying? I say motive from the heart a lot, so that's exactly what I'm talking about is my brain and just saying like...
motive from the heart?
Yeah, motive from the heart. Yeah. You can find that on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and yeah, tune into that for sure. There's definitely some life gems that I'm going to give. And really like, even, you know, down to my tattoos, I've always just been like a motivational person. And like I got a tattoo, for example, that says, believe in you, and then like the B and the U is a different color, so it's two messages. It's believe in you and be you at the same time. I have another tattoo where it says self-acceptance, love yourself, and it's a person in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine.
It's just like, you know, reminders that everybody need in life. Like, you know, I don't get things tatted on me that have no meaning. So just stuff like that led me to understand who I am as an individual. Like before I was a life coach, I was just me. I'm just Deja. That's my, you know what I'm saying? That's my name. I'm just Deja, and I give life, I speak life 24/7. And like I said, my life aspiration is to get paid for being myself. So it's like, you know, it's actually called this is something I realized recently actually. It's a method for this, but I was just living it. It's called the Ikigai guide or something like that. It's IKGAI, and it's basically like putting together what you're good at, what you love to do, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. And it's like for me, I'm literally, you know what I'm saying, always giving flowers, always speaking life. Anytime I'm talking to somebody, it's like, oh, I've never thought of it from that perspective, or, oh, you know, you taught me something, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like really stepping into who I am and in my purpose and just like allowing that to flow. So the brand Motive from the Heart came from that year of 2019. I was going through heartbreak, you know what I'm saying? dealing with a narcissist, really, like, if you date a narcissist, or even if you just deal with a narcissist, period, you're like, you know, some people have narcissistic parents. You like, no matter who it is, I personally feel like dealing with a narcissist, it really shifted my perspective on life. Like, I was somebody that was really, like, I would say naive and gullible and just, like, happy-go-lucky. Like, I know bad things happen, but I'm very optimistic about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's okay. At the end of the day, you're going to get through it. You know what I'm saying? Life is about balance and stuff like that. But in that situation, definitely just showed me, like, it be the closest people to you sometimes. Mm-hmm. And it definitely shifted my perspective on life and love. And I was hurt for a little minute over it. For that whole year after the fact, I literally didn't talk to nobody except for, like, one person. Like, I didn't talk to anybody, even that one person. I didn't really talk about what I was going through in that situation. I was just talking to me, myself, and God. And even within that relationship that led to music and life coaching and my purpose, that's how I met God, honestly. I've always known that God existed because that's what you're told, you know what I'm saying? I got religious people in my family, and it's never like no pressure behind it, but it's like, you know, I got family members that go to church. Me personally, like my family, I didn't have to go to church, but I went sometimes, and like, okay, I know God is real, but like, I didn't really have a personal relationship with him. Like, I felt like it's a higher being, or, you know, bigger being, but I didn't really, it's like, that's cool and all, but they ain't got nothing to do with me, you know? And it wasn't until I was in that relationship where, honestly, I'm gonna put y'all on business a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I dated somebody and they lied about having like stage 4 cancer. So that was like crazy to me because I wouldn't think anybody lied about it. That's why I didn't second guess it, you know?
That's crazy.
So when it got that deep, I'm like, God, if you listen, if you exist, I need you to pull up right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, show me where you are. He showed up, and you know what I'm saying? That's where we at today. So from that, still to this day, I can't think of where the name Motive from the Heart came from, but I know it was during that time when I was talking to God, taking that year just to really like get into him myself and get into him with God. I was getting like so many messages that I couldn't have gotten on my own, like literally downloads of like certain things to Google that I never thought of. Like even what a narcissist is, nobody told me that. Like when I was with that person, I literally just, something told me to Google the shit. And I'm like, wow, that's you. You know, so, man, like, yeah, 2019 was definitely a year, and then we had 2020. That was such a year for the world. So, you know, everything happened for a reason, and, you know, you can't be grateful and bitter at the same time. So I'm not a regretful person. You know, I feel like everything happened for a reason, and had I never went through that, then maybe I wouldn't be here today. Like, I've always been like a music artist in terms of doing stuff for fun, but I don't know if I would have taken it seriously if this wouldn't have happened, because that wasn't my go-to. It was like I started to take it seriously after I realized, like, okay, I'm really good at this. You know, once I started to like freestyle due to me not really having words for it or not talking to nobody, I started to freestyle, and I'm like, this can't just be for me. You know what I'm saying? That's actually how my first single, Far, came out. It was really just a message to myself to celebrate how far I've come, no matter what I've been through. Yeah, I know we talked about life coaching, but that's all that.
Yeah, she just summarized the whole thing. But that's you got deep. That's crazy. Like, I mean, and I again back to the last pod when you was talking about the music. That's what it started. But the whole life coaching, and then this shows us a different perspective of what you talked about before, which is kind of crazy. But I'm sorry you went through that. But like even like you said, stuff like that makes you stronger. It makes you stronger, and it created who you were. And like you said, you're here. You never know what could have happened if you didn't go through that, right? But no, definitely. I'm kind of similar when it comes to that. Like when it comes to looking at the world, like positive, I'm very positive minded. More glass. Yeah, some people glass half empty. I'm more full. But when it comes down to certain scenarios, I understand the realistic point of life, and I understand that. But I choose to
shift that perspective.
Yeah, shift that perspective. So that's interesting to hear that. So actually, so back to the life coaching. Do you like coach people like personally? Is it like how does that work with the life coaching?
So currently, right now, initially when I started my business, I was like offering like services and stuff online. Right now, it's kind of like more it's still like I do messages through like Zoom. So like initially, I was doing it like just through my website, Motive from the Heart. And now I work for a business called Brain Coach. So that's basically like, you know, life coaching is for me, taking a holistic route. And just know what I know spiritually, and even like to say what I went through. It's like I have to go through things in life in order to even be able to give you this sound advice, or in order to tell you things that I've done that work for me. You know what I'm saying? So for me, life coaching and getting into it is really about the individual. I know so much knowledge, so I don't have like a box that I'm in when it comes to life coaching. Like the way that I go about it is, you tell me what it is that you're dealing with, and then I will go. Kind of how you do the podcast. Just wherever the conversation goes, that's how we're going to let it flow out.
Gotcha.
So yeah, as of now, I'm taking clients through brain coaching, and I work with patients who have been through like traumatic, like car accidents, and so their brain is, needs to be rewired. So for me, life coaching, I'm going a holistic route. And then brain coaching is going the route of like actually like rewiring your brain using a device. And when you think about it, like depression is like being chemically imbalanced. So
you said using a device?
Yeah, it's called a muse.
Uh-huh.
So basically, it's a device that you place on your head, and you use this app called MindLift, and you basically are stimulating your mind. Like let's say you're on MindLift playing a game or something. So it's like the device is on your head, and then you're just stimulating your mind, and it's doing the work for you. So
is it through like sound, or is it through like vibration? What is it? Like,
it's through your brainwave. So it'll be like a what's the word? Electroid. It's a gadget. It'll come with things.
This piqued my interest. I'm like, what? Like this is something I've never heard of shit before. So I'm like, man, what? Like, that's crazy. I mean, that sounds wow.
Yeah, it makes sense too, because when it comes to the holistic route, holistic route is like, for me, I'm a very self-motivated person, so I'm doing the work myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm studying myself. I'm discovering myself. I'm researching things to know like what to do to heal myself. You know what I'm saying? Other people, you go to a therapist. So for me, like life coaching is the holistic way, and then the brain coaching, it makes sense. Like I said, just I'm not a scientist. I don't know that part of it, but I'm learning it.
Gotcha.
So all I know is you wear a device, and then you place it on certain parts of your head, and then as you're stimulating your mind, it's like rewiring it. It's literally doing.
And you're using the app to do it. Yeah.
So what I do, my part in it is like coaching my patients through this. Like I'm saying, you're going to use the device to like rewire your brain naturally, but also I'm here to say, what do you want to do with your life? You know what I'm saying? Right. What's your 5-year plan? How do you feel about the effects of this accident? You know what I'm saying? So I can help you get back to being in a better space for yourself, and thinking bigger than just, oh, this shouldn't have happened to me, or this and that. It's like, what do you want to do with your life? I'm here to help you elevate. I'm here to support you in your goals. So,
so is this like something like you went to school for, or?
No, I'm actually like for myself. It's just spiritual.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's just learning as you go and progressing.
I'm very intuitive, so I feel like I've been through a lot of stuff in life, and I feel like I'm certified with God. You feel me?
Hey, that's the one to be certified by anybody, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say you're an amazing person to be doing this life coaching.
I appreciate
like
that.
That definitely, you changing lives by even just doing that. But what touched me the most, and that I could relate to, story time, is that how you were talking about narcissists. I actually, my past relationship actually was a narcissist. She would play victim like to the fullest, and it's like I'm over here always thinking I'm in the wrong on everything, and whole time she's doing this, she's doing that, and it's like she could pertain to like saying that like, oh well, why can't I have a passcode to your phone? And then it's like when I give it to her, right? It's like, but if it's the opposite way, I asked her for her phone, even one time, it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely relate to that. And a narcissist can lead you into depression. For
sure.
I went through a very, very dark space, and I'm glad that God put me somewhere to where, even though like I was confined, but He put me somewhere where I could think things through. And after I got out of that, I was in like a better mindset, and it's like I was like a better version of me. And then God ended up blessing me, ended up getting my daughters back, and it's like I got them back for good. I was like, and now I'm just gonna stay moving, in a great path.
Yeah, that's definitely like a life-changing experience, and I'm happy that you saw the other side of that, because it definitely gets tough, and you could be there for a while. But I'm happy to hear that you're doing better for sure.
I appreciate it. sure.
So you started the life coaching back in 2019, or was that more recent?
Good question. I feel like I started my business because it was a little bit, starting as in like planning, but then I get my LLC and then I get my website. It was like kind of like years of building.
Right, like what type of starting, right? Like,
yeah. I would say, I think I started, around like 2020.
2020?
Yeah, because I know also 2020 I began to trade in the foreign exchange market too. So I was like my own, boss, going the entrepreneurial route. And in that time, that's when I had more time to like really plan out what I wanted to do, what services I wanted to bring to life. Services that I include is something that I think is really vital, which is I offer a service called the advice column. And it's basically like you can either choose to vent or you can choose to get advice or both. Because a lot of times you might think that somebody want to hear what you got to say, but it's unsolicited and then nobody asks for it. It's like, somebody get off work, they pissed off, they want to rant to you, and you giving them advice, and it's like they probably could have thought about that, but they're obviously not in the mind space, and they just want to release. Like It's a time and a place, so like I never want to give off advice if it's not like asked, because I know how it feel on both sides. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important to act on both ends because
that makes sense.
If you're giving somebody advice, you're probably coming from a good space, so you might not even be able to understand why the other person is upset. So just to like be on the same page, that's why I offered 3 different kinds, whether you want to vent, or you want advice, or you want both. Because I can do both. I can do all of it.
Like, if you want me to do this, I can do this, or if you just want me to listen, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
See, like what I said off air, when it comes down to the podcast, and I feel like this is a form of therapy, and very therapeutic when you just having conversations, you're being open, and like just it triggers stories like when you triggered his past, stuff like that, and people could just talk, and this is a safe space, comfortable. So when you're in your setting, what does that look like? The life coaching setting is there. How does that look?
So my clients that I have right now, honestly, it feels like one thing. I'm very grateful for my clients that I have now because they are self-aware, they self-initiate, they are open. So it's not like I'm pulling and tugging for somebody to want to change their life. It's like it's a partnership. So what it looks like for me is really just having a conversation. And like I said, going off of whatever we talked about from the last conversation. You say you want to work on time management. Well, let me go do my homework. So next time we get back here, we can maybe watch a YouTube video together on time management. Or maybe I'll have a book recommendation. Or, maybe we'll do a worksheet to figure out what looks best for you in time management. So I really I have a desk that I built, you know what I'm saying? I built it, it's in my room. I got my office set up there, and like I said, so it looks real comfy for me, and then also it inspires me to grow too. Like honestly, actually, one of my clients last week, I had them create like a self-care to-do list or self-care go-to list, where it's like, sometimes in moments like if you might be in such a bad space where you don't have time to think, and maybe you do some things like, cope in ways that you wanted to outgrow. Like, for example, maybe you're trying to quit smoking, but because you feel away, you just gonna light a blunt. But if you had that list of things to do instead, like go for a walk or call a friend or listen to music, like you can, have that there for you when you're not in the right headspace. It's already like basically being proactive. You know what I'm saying? So even with that, like I had my client make a self-care go-to list, and then I also had them make a list of like daily things to do for self-care, even if it's watch TV for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And they put something on their list. They put self-motivate as a daily self-care, and I was like, that's a pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You put me on. Okay, that makes sense. It is self-care for you to like motivate yourself to do things. So, me telling them to do that, I took it upon myself to do that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, tell y'all to do something that I'm not doing. So I'm growing with my clients as well.
Gotcha. So you added that onto your
to my to-do list, and then I sent them a picture like, hey, here's mine. You know what I'm saying? Then they sent me a picture of theirs, and it's crazy because even with that client, we had talked before about like having a goal of reading for 30 minutes a day. And I was like, what's crazy? I love reading. That's been a goal of mine too. Let's do it together. You know what I'm saying? So we had touched base before, and that wasn't like really happening on their end. But when I sent that list of to do like self care, they sent me their list on top of the fact they said I read for 30 minutes today. So like when you say triggering certain things, it's like they see me being accountable with them. That's gonna motivate them even more to really believe in what I'm saying and really do the work for real. Because it's like, you know, having a self accountability partner.
That triggered a question for me. I want to know, like, what does your like daily? Do you have a daily routine like when you wake up and?
Good question. That's actually what I'm working on.
Yeah?
Yeah, good question. Like, literally, I just printed out. What I learned about myself, like, I feel like I'm a visual learner. So, like, I can have 1,000,001 planners, you know what I'm saying? 1,000,001 to-do lists. I've written it 1,000,000 times, but it's kind of hard to stick to it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I'm trying out this new thing. It's very new. I'm talking about just did it this week. Very new. Just did it this week. I made a visual schedule for my daily routine. So, I mean, I've been sticking to it a little bit, you know, still working the tweaks out. But, I don't know, it's kind of tough sometimes because I feel like it'd be a lot to do in life. So, sometimes I feel like the priorities shift. But what I do want to do for sure is, like, I want to at least implement 30 minutes of self-care in a day. You know what I'm saying? I want to create something in a day, even if it's just, like, whether it's creating a song or even just, like, looking through old things and adding to it. Or whether it's like creating content, like create cover art. Just do something creative just so I stay in that vibe. Because, you know, as artists, sometimes we can have like creative blocks, but I just want to do something that will move me. Even if it's creating like a reel, like it's just different ways that you can create. So I definitely want to do that. Self-care, create. Of course, drink water throughout the day. I work with kids and I'm running around like crazy. Love my kids. Shout out to y'all. So drinking water is definitely something that I want to do throughout the day, and reading or learning in some type of way, whether I'm studying something or I'm reading. I actually love reading. I grew up reading. I just think that it's something powerful about just learning, because I feel like this day and age, we have access to so much stuff. Like, even if you can't afford therapy, it's so many ways that you can help yourself out. Like,
technology right now, like you can, there's so many different avenues for that.
Yeah.
I've been actually having a routine that I had for years now, but it's always a work in progress, because some days I go without doing it. It goes days, sometimes months, but then I jump back on that routine. But the one thing I learned about having the routine is like it helps me out in life with everything. I listen to motivational videos
and motivation.
No, 100%. In the morning, I'll throw on like a 30-minute clip of whatever it could be.
Gary V. You know about Gary V?
Yeah, no, Gary V. Oh, Gary V. Yeah, Gary V. Hip hop preacher. What's that?
Eric.
Yeah, him. What is his name? It's just a couple of them. I throw them on, boom, I put it in, motivational, 20, 15, 20, depending on what my time frame looking like when I wake up, and I just throw on my AirPods, or if I go to my office, I just put that on, watch that, and I'm like, all right, cool, and it gets me in my zone. Yeah. But like other than that, I got like routines. Like if you go in my office, I have like 2-3 calendars in there, because I gotta have one for every month, and then I have my calendar for this month that I can write on, and then I got a board where like I need to get this, and that. Yeah. For people out there because I know sometimes that could be like a struggle, it could be, but that actually helps you in the long run when you create that routine, do that list. Even if you, because when I first started, I'm like, damn, I ain't doing this every day. I'm not doing this. You start putting yourself down though. You're like, damn, I'm not doing this. So like, all right, fuck it, no. Keep doing it. Like even if you miss a day, miss a month of not doing, go back to that list. Reevaluate, like you said, look at the list, go back to it, and it's going to help you in the long run. Like even with like making context, reaching out to people, setting up stuff for businesses, that helps me for all that. Even setting up podcast interviews, stuff like that. I write all that down. One thing I do is called Eat the Frog, and what you do is you take the thing in your world. It's like, oh, it's going to give you like, oh, I don't want to do this today, but it has to get done. It has to get done. You do that first. It's called Eat the Frog. Like when you wake up in the morning, before you do anything else, eat that frog. So like, boom, I got to do this today. Boom, or I got to make this cover, or I got to go and call this credit card company and get this handled. Whatever that frog is, get that done and out the way. And that's part of like one of the routines. Another one might be reading, and another thing I do is journal. I journal almost every day. If I can't, I'll catch up to my journaling at the end of the week. Just make sure like my successes, things that I need opportunities for. So little stuff like that is stuff I do. So when he was talking about that, I was like, that triggered that because that's something I think is really dope. So if you're like in the process of doing that, yeah, make it happen. I actually want to get the sheet. When this cuts off, I want to get you I got a sheet, literally of everything I do. It's crazy because before that, I wasn't as organized. Like I wasn't as organized as I am now. So
I resonate with that for sure. Like, I mean, we on the same page because, like you said, just having like 1,000,001 things up, like, so it really just be like that. Like, whatever you gotta do to get yourself to move, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, have that stuff planned on your wall. You know, some people, they put sticky notes on their mirror for reminders. And I feel like I got undiagnosed ADHD. So, like, my mind just in a million places, and me just trying to figure out.
That one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me trying to figure out what works for me it definitely requires a lot of pivoting. And then even with, like you said, just keep going with the routine because, like, a lot of times, like with the daily routine I got right now, I maybe didn't hit all 8 points, but I hit 4.
Right.
I hit 2. And it's really just at the end of the day, you're working, you're building habits for one.
Exactly.
It's going to take you a while to get to the routine of it. And then for 2, it's like, at the end of the day, things are always changing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're going to have to update what you do in the day because you might change as a person. Maybe what you wanted to do daily doesn't resonate with you.
Right, your work schedule might change and you need to operate a different way.
Exactly, but just keep pushing through and it's gonna get done for sure.
Oh, yeah. Earlier you mentioned dealing with kids. What do you do?
I'm a therapist for autistic children. Oh
wow! Yeah. And how's the day of life of that?
Day of life, man. Honestly, it's really beautiful. Literally, and I'm fairly new to it too, so that's even pertaining to my life coaching, like the journey that we was talking about before. About
all goes together.
Yeah, like boom. First year of like building my brand, Motive from the Heart. I was, really like drafting out what I wanted to do, what I wanted to present. Second year, boom, let me actually get an LLC. Third year, boom, let me build my website, motivefromtheheart.com is live right now. Check it out.
Motivefromtheheart.com?
Yeah, motivefromtheheart.com.
Make sure y'all check that out.
Check that out. And then this past year, actually I'm coming up on my year anniversary for this job. But like I completely shifted my career field to align with, my life coaching. So basically what I do is I'm a therapist for children with autism and I'm teaching them skill sets. I'm teaching them literally how to talk. How to have social skills, how to manage their emotions, how to better manage their behavior, kind of like, honestly, it resonates a lot with life because, I feel like in life you see a lot of people like kind of acting out of anger and violence. And, if I'm dealing with a child that has autism and they're upset and they just like property destruct or they hit somebody or something, it's like, it's understandable because they're kids, we're teaching them like better ways to handle that. And that's the same thing I want to do as a life coach is like teach people how to better manage their emotions, how to better manage their life. You know what I'm saying? So really,
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, like I'm analyzing behaviors and teaching skill sets, and also learning a lot along the way for myself. Like even like the visual tools that I'm talking about, I got that from work because we make a lot of visual. Like every kid is different, so like we have visual prompts that we could use. We have token boards that we can use. A token board system is basically like, let's say that you really wanted to buy a camera, right? But you had other things to do first. In order for you to reward yourself with that, let's do, like you said, eat the frog. So let's say that you got a token board. Token board is like up to 5 tokens. You can have a variety of, whether you're trying to get 3 tokens, 4 tokens, 5 tokens, set, whatever number you set. Okay, I need to do 3 things, either 3 things, 4 things, or 5 things before I get this camera. So it's kind of like, making yourself work for what you want, but at the same time, making it interesting, you know what I'm saying? Really motivating yourself, and I feel like it's good to really see, like, how hard you're going. So, like, even just taking things that I implement at work 24/7 every single day, I'm taking it back home. But to answer your question of what is it like in the daily life of being a therapist, I've always worked with kids. This is my first time working with children with autism. My little sister has autism, so I love her to death. She's 4 years old, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Chloe, I love you so much. But that's what got me in the field is really like, wanting to be able to take care of my sister if the time comes that I need to do that. And also, like I said, just working with kids. I love the company that I work for. They really care about their employees and things like that. So like a day-to-day life is like the core values is fun, team, learning, caring.
This is Papi X Dinero, your co-host on For the Thrills Podcast. You can follow us at For the Thrills Podcast. Follow me at Papi_X_Dinero on IG.
For sure. Y'all heard them, and make sure y'all follow. Y'all can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that at Dai Made Music. That's DAIMADE, and for sure your day is gonna be made. Dai Made Music. So it's like everything that I value, they value. So it's pretty cool. The company offers basically we do happy hours for team outings. You know what I'm saying? We all go. One time we went to, I think it was Little Woodpeckers or something. That was my first time there. They bought us some food, you know what I'm saying, got us some drinks, and it's just it's a, you know what I'm saying, such a field to work in. I feel like you gotta have some type of heart to work with children with autism. So we already resonate so deeply, so I think it's an intimate space to be in. And yeah, I really like it. And the day to day is literally you just having fun because we're teaching kids skills. You know how beautiful it is to literally teach kids how to talk? You know what I'm saying? We get trained how to do it, but it's just coming from a day-to-day person. You know what I'm saying? 2 years ago, I didn't have this job. 2 years ago, I couldn't say, oh yeah, I'm teaching kids how to talk. No, literally, you watching a kid go from saying nothing to, we're using PECs, which is basically pictures of communication. So, or maybe they'll man, which is pointing at stuff. So children can point, or maybe they'll show you a picture of what they want. You know what I'm saying? And then for them to go from that to full blown repeating everything that you say to forming their own sentences, it's so beautiful. So every day is definitely a learning experience, and it's, I'm a real sentimental person, so every day is milestones being reached. Even potty training kids, oh my goodness, you made a poop on the potty. Okay, yes, it happens like that. And you know what I'm saying, I just love doing something meaningful every single day. And then I said, bringing what I do to teach the kids, all the visual tactics that we use and tools that we use to bring it into my personal life, you know what I'm saying? Using the equipment to laminate things such as my daily schedule, and to do my self-care to go list. It's just beautiful, man. I love it because again, it's heavy on fun. It's really fun. We be having dance parties with the kids, you know. The kids celebrate their birthdays there. Even for our birthdays as employees, most times you get a basket full of things just because when you first join, they ask you what do you like, what kind of candy you like, what's your favorite movie, you literally fill out a piece of paper that's to accent about you for those special moments for your 1 year anniversary. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's a good space to be in, especially with like-minded people with a goal. You know what I'm saying? Some intentionality and some dedication. Loving on the kids.
How long you been doing that for now?
It's coming up on a year.
Oh wow!
Actually, this month it'll be a year.
What you do is amazing. Because I actually can relate in regarding to kids with autism. Because my cousin actually has autism, and we understand him. At first it was kind of hard, but then as he got older and being around him a lot, he started to pick some up. We always do this every time I see him. We always go like that, and every time.
One of my kids.
Always do that. We always do that. It's he knows right away. He'll put his hand out and we'll just do it. It's amazing. What's
up with Dai Made the artist? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about. I know you talked a little bit at the event. What inspired you? The heartbreak. Now, coming from that time of the heartbreak to now, what inspires you now, current moment?
That's a great question. What inspires me now is what do I have to say? In my current life, what am I currently going through? Mm-hmm. What am I currently growing through? What am I making a song for? Mm-hmm. What's the intentionality behind it? Because back then I was freestyling. I feel like I'm in a space now where I'm leaning more towards writing. Mm-hmm. Sitting still and just being intentional versus pouring from the soul. I mean, it's both gonna be from the soul, but just trying new things for real. Also, I feel like I definitely feel like I'm in a feature era. So if y'all got anything for me, any opens, hit my email, daimademusic@yahoo.com. That's DAIMADE music@yahoo.com. If I'm fucking with it, I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? But with those two things, with me writing and then freestyle, with me writing and knowing features, that's what's been inspiring me. Like I said, just really going through life and trying to understand what I'm going through myself and how that can help myself and other people. Because, like, you know, music is therapeutic for me. I use it to manifest and to teach and, you know what I'm saying, to spread optimism or some type of view. And then with the features, it's like just, man, I only have so much out. I only got 6 songs out. Like, I have so much. I have so many sides and so many, so many flows that, man.
So you started off with freestyle? Like, was that your thing?
So when I think, so in terms of like decide to be an artist, yes. Before, just like doing stuff for fun. When I think back, like, okay, so my journey started with poetry firstly. So I was in writers club in high school, and also, you know, I was a little introvert. I'm still introverted, but like, you know what I'm saying, a little shy. So I wouldn't even say that I was like reciting them out loud, but I was in writers club and I was writing them down. So I would say technically, when I think about it, I did start off writing. And when I went into being an artist, that's when, dang, you know what? Everything's coming full circle. Wow. I started off writing, and then I used to joke about how I couldn't freestyle, but I like to challenge myself, and I like to have fun. So I would joke about how I couldn't freestyle and not take myself so seriously, and that's why I was able to finally grasp it one day, because it's like, okay, I'm not in my head about it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing about freestyling. I feel like you can't be in your head about it. You can't be thinking about what you're gonna say. At least for me, like, that's the point of the freestyle.
Well, that's what a freestyle. You know that's what I believe. Like, I'm more of an original freestyle type of hip hop vibes. Like, I'm into that. Like, I'm not into like freestyle. Like, you know, some people even say reading off the phone is freestyle. Some people say something like this is free. Like newer. Exactly.
No. Freestyle is from the dome.
Freestyle.
You said it on
that's original. Original hip hop is freestyling off the dome, off the top. You look like you was about to say something earlier when you looked at me. You were like,
"Oh no, I was."
Oh, you was just going with the vibe. Yeah, I thought you was going. You know something. But yeah, when it comes down, the freestyle, I always been.
Sorry. Yeah.
So he was. See,
I was. So how she?
I read his mind.
I knew that.
How she was saying that. She would joke around with freestyling, like that, like she can't freestyle. I started to think that kind of reminded me of Lil Yoda. You see how Lil Yoda be saying the worst rapper in Texas?
Yeah.
It's like maybe that's his, like maybe that's him joking around with himself to, you know, go harder.
Oh yeah. No, that's good perspective too. Good perspective. No, definitely. So how do you go like about like when you going back to the freestyle or like you was just doing that for fun?
Yeah, I was doing it for fun because, like, you know, I already know how to write. I already know I'm musically talented. I think at the time I was around friends that probably was freestyling, like musical friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just pull up together, get in the car, you know what I'm saying? Get a little bit and just start a beat and just have a good time, you know? That's really how it started. And then I didn't really, like, fully start to freestyle until, like I said, that heartbreak of 2019. But prior to that, I wasn't, like, I've always been musically talented, but I didn't plan on being an artist. Like, when I was younger, I probably said I wanted to be a singer, but just like growing up, becoming an adult.
So you sing too?
Bills coming in. Oh, I do it all. Yeah, sing, rap. You know, I'm an artist. I'm not a rapper or a singer. I feel like I sing rap.
I don't remember us talking about the singing portion. We just talked to you as an artist in general.
Yeah, I think
because it was about 10-15 minutes, so we didn't really go through everything. So on these 6 songs that you got out. There's on the songs you're both rapping and singing on the songs, or is it a mix of?
I would say let's think. Honestly, in terms of rap, I would say maybe like 3 of the songs that I have out are singy rappy.
Singy rappy.
Like
maybe 2 of the songs. I think it's only 1 song where I'm like full-fledged, just straight rapping. Other than that, it's singing or singy rapping. So yeah, 1 song rapping, maybe like 3 songs sing rapping. And then when I think about it though, and then 2 songs singing. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Interesting.
The numbers add up. They do.
Interesting. See, that's why you come to For the Thrill. We get them questions to make you think about your own stuff. Like, dang.
Yeah.
That song. But not when it comes down to singing, so you're more of a singer then.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, okay. So you're more of a singer. So is everything like all the 60 songs they can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that?
They're everywhere. Tidal, you know what I'm saying? Automac, Dat Pip. Well, I don't know if it's on Dat Pip. Let me not count. But
I thought that Pip was like
title.
got destroyed or something. I thought.
Right, I think that's like mixtapes or something. Like
well, it used to be Dat Pip mixtapes, but I think I tried to go to the website and like a couple months ago it was like,
oh yeah,
maybe it was just down.
It can't be on Dat Pip. That's
I don't
why
know.
it's not.
Yeah, because Dat Pip is just using mixtape, but Dat Pip used to be a shit back in the day.
Yeah.
That's where you could find all the highs when I used to go find some Lil Wayne shit. I used to be all the shit back in the day. Yeah. But as far as Spotify, Apple, and all that, they can find you.
Yeah.
So what's out of the 6 songs? What's your favorite song? What's the name of it, and what's it about? Let's talk about that.
I'm so glad you asked. I want to tell you about the experience because I got to
Let's
shout
do
out
that.
my boy.
Let's do that.
Only three, man. One of the best, man. For real. If y'all don't know him, he's an artist. He's an engineer. He's a producer, model, and he got a lot of things going on. Check him out. I think his Instagram is only and then number 3 REE.
Only 3 Reed, yeah.
Yeah, only 3.
Yeah, that boy, he doing things.
For real, like I fuck with him.
Shout out that man.
Yeah, he's honestly one of the best experiences I've had, like with engineer in the studio, and he was like one of my first times being in the studio in Texas because I'm not from here. I moved here maybe like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So fairly new. And
so we kind of similar. A couple years ago, we both. Cause I've been out here for like 3 years now.
Yeah, how you like it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean,
Southern hospitality is real. That's one thing I say. From my experiences,
and
that's one thing I always say. Everyone I've met personally, but I feel as though as long as I treat people with respect, I get treated with respect. No one disrespecting me, so
yeah. I feel like
how you like it?
Honestly, I feel like it's super peaceful, and then especially like coming from where I'm coming from, I really left because of like the violence, and I feel like here, like even something as simple. Have you ever heard of Kia Boys?
No.
Okay.
The Kia Boys?
Yeah, I always ask that because usually people hear of it, but just an example of like just gratitude in the small things, and like because I feel like a lot of people in their hometown they might not like fuck with their hometown because they from there, but like me moving here from where I'm from, like I'm super grateful for this space. Like even being able to just drive in like Texas, having like the street like cameras and the turnaround lanes, like I think that's really helpful because where I'm from it's like we got 2 lanes and we got people creating 3 and 4 lanes, driving reckless and traffic and all type of like unnecessary things just in the day-to-day life. So something as peaceful as being able to drive safely really like matters to me, and I feel like it's a lot of peace in knowing that. And I mentioned the Kia Boys because they basically go around. I don't even want to get no airtime to this.
It's before I forget, because when you say Kia Boys, I'm from like a hood area, Camden, New Jersey. I still love my city. I see it's been growth over the years. But when you say Kia Boys, the only thing I could think of from my city was the Sticker Boys. That's when you say Kia Boys, I'm like, I know Sticker Boys. It was in the city just robbing cars all the time.
That's literally what the Kia Boys do. Yes. And
that's how my mind works. Like, that's how my mind boom. He's from Chicago.
Yeah.
In Milwaukee, 2 hours from Chicago.
So
Milwaukee, 2 hours from Chicago.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So I know you resonate for sure. Like
yeah. My tia is actually from Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like just that level of mental peace. Like I came here for that, and I'm grateful to have it. And then even like, so for me, I started my music journey in Texas, even though I'm from Milwaukee. I think I released 1 song and then I moved here. So every song that I've created, like out of the 6, I made 2 songs, but I only had 1 release. That's another story for y'all. My song Motivation, we might get into that later, how that came about. But more of the story is, I like it here. It's really peaceful. I love the support that you have here. Like, it's so many, like even just this podcast, you showing up at shows and everybody willing to collaborate and just like make art, you know what I'm saying, and just connect and like come together as a city and just like turn up. I feel like it's a great energy here for that, you know what I'm saying? 100%. We're trying to elevate and we're willing to do it together, and I think that's beautiful. I feel like, just in life, like all of us have to come together. You hear stories about, like, I was actually watching this TikTok today where like this girl, she was walking down the street and she was recording TikTok on live, and then like a homeless person asked her like, hey, could you buy me a tea? And she was already on live, and so went through this whole journey of her getting him a tea, finding out that he had cancer and he needed to get some medicine, but he didn't have insurance, so she walked into Walgreens for him and all this stuff, got him some medicine, got him some tea, She ended up like, you know, getting him a hotel room, gave him her number and all these things. And then in the end, she was on TikTok. So she like, y'all, this we need to raise some money for
Mm-hmm.
She ended up raising literally $100,000 from TikTok. That's some stuff the government not even doing. So that's the power of like coming together and doing it for the people. And that's like I said, just being collaborative and really just thinking higher perspective.
That was here in San Antonio?
No, it was on TikTok somewhere. I don't know where it was.
So how do you feel about that? Like when people like do stuff like that, record and they're doing like stuff like and recording like with homeless people. How do you feel about that?
I guess I never really gave much thought to it. I feel like I don't see nothing wrong with. I feel like it's about intentionality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if you're just doing it for the camera, don't do it. You know. But if it's like to show people to do it more, like to inspire somebody, I don't see nothing wrong with that. We put people, you know, God forbid people passed away on camera all day long. We put fights on camera. Why not put something together like, hey, I'm giving you some money?
That's a great answer. Like, and the reason I asked that question, I know some people, they look down on stuff like that because they like, oh, you're showing a homeless person this and that. But when you said intention, that's a good word. When I first started doing the podcast during the COVID, me and my aunt, I don't think you were in the room. I was talking to Third Eye about it, but I was saying how me and her started the podcast, first 5 episodes during COVID. Blah, blah. Well, during that time, we would get food and give it to essential workers that are working, and we actually recorded it. We were doing raffles, and we were helping people off doing that. But we recorded it, and then I had some people that are like, "Oh, why are you recording that?" So, but in my head, I'm like, "Look, we're doing something positive, and the reason we're recording it is to hopefully shed light on someone else to do something good." Because, like what you said earlier, where people you got to fight and stuff and like that. But if I was supposed to fight, I could record a fight right now.
Like,
people, right. That's what it. That's so.
Sick.
Yeah. It's crazy, but that's how society is. Like you could be doing some of the craziest shit and people loving it, but once you do something positive, then they want to add a negative notation to that. Like, why you didn't do that? There's times where I do stuff without the camera being on, sure. But like hopefully this time let's shed light. Like with the TikToker, I think that's amazing. Like she raised $100,000. See, like stuff like that. That's why I asked that, because some people see it a certain way, but when you said with intention, that right there is the key word. I know there's times where people are doing it and they're just doing it for clout, and I understand that. But if someone is doing it to genuinely help them and to bring awareness and shed light on the situation, I don't think they should be tripping about that. How you feel about that, X?
Honestly, I mean, I see it a lot. I've seen like celebrities do it. You know, now TikTok being this big platform now. You know, I see it a lot on TikToks where people are going out to homeless people, buying them meals. You know, and doing a lot. Me personally, my experience with that when I was a kid, just my mom and dad. I was raised really well. Like my mom and dad, there's a like, you know. People are very unfortunate, you know, like, and they don't got what you have, and, you know, you should be grateful for it. And my mom and dad always, every time they put that in my head, like, I'm always grateful. If I got, like, a little bit of money, I remember one time, I got my chore money. I only had, like, $20, got a chore money, and I was like, hey, mom, I'll give her. She's like, I don't have change, mijo. And I told her, I was like, no, give her the whole thing. And my mom was like, you sure? I was like, yeah. My mom started, like, crying. Like, she just started bawling. She just started crying because I gave my whole $20 chore money, you know, to that homeless person. And it's like, I noticed also when I got older that my mom, because I noticed sometimes my mom would sometimes avoid it, but I see that there was a purpose behind that. The purpose behind that was that homeless people don't always just want food. They want beer, you know? And it's like, so what my mom, like, had me doing, like, ended up, like, switching up to where we buy the food for them. You know what I mean? If they don't take it, they don't take it. That's their loss. But, you know, at least, you know, God is seeing what we're doing, you know?
It was this one person that commented on my stuff, and they said, "Oh, why are you doing this for everybody to see this?" And it was this one person that said it, and it's funny because this guy, he knows who he is, but he
you know who you are.
As long as he knows, I know that. But anyways, he commented on the post, like, and he was just like wrote a whole paragraph, and I'm like,
that's a lot of energy.
Yeah. So it just triggered me because I knew him like in high school, and like it's funny because he would send me like messages to try to he asked me how to get a woman. That's like he was asking me how to if I could help him get a woman. So and that paragraph made me so mad. I was like, I should put this guy on blast for his high school days. But I didn't go there. I just simply explained to him hey, look, man, there's people kind of what you was explaining. Basically, there's people that put fights and stuff on there. And he ended up blocking me. He ended up blocking me. I'm like, yo, some people just it's just crazy. People don't think use their mind sometimes. Yeah. But shout out to that guy. I hope he's doing good.
Hey, the thing about that too, when it comes to what people choose to put energy into, it just kind of speaks on what are you going through to even feel a way about it, and they resonated with it in some type of way, whether they would feel embarrassed if that was them, or just looking for something to nitpick about because they may be not knowing who you are, so they automatically attacking your character. Because some people do stuff for the camera, but at the end of the day, that's their own problem to figure out. And it's all about intentionality at the end of the day. So yeah, I feel like why not just show people what they could do? What's the harm?
Actually, let's go back because I know I asked you the question about what was your favorite song.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love your memory because I'm like,
we kind of went off.
I know. We here.
We there. No. That's what it's about. For the thrill, we kind of said we're gonna something else, but we're gonna come back to the key conversation.
Yeah. So we saw my own theory and all that stuff. So new to Texas, and this is my favorite song, and man, it's called No Guidance.
No Guidance?
No Guidance.
Gotcha.
And the spelling is really specific. It's K and then parenthesis N-O parenthesis W and then guidance. And that's to say I didn't know anything. Or I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have no guidance, But then throughout life I gained my own guidance. So it's I know guidance. I didn't know, but I know now. So it's kind of 2 for 1 in the title. No Guidance.
You singing on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say maybe 65% singing. Cause even when I'm rapping, it's kind of
melodic.
Yeah, people. I hear that a lot when it comes to my music.
Melodic.
Yeah, they say I got a melodic vibes.
You smell it.
But I love No Guidance because for me, it being I think it's my 3rd release. It was the most vulnerable to me, you know what I'm saying, in that time. And I want to be open. I am an open person. I do like to be vulnerable. But it's just another level when you put it in a song on repeat for the world to hear. You know what I'm saying? You might feel like you put it's certain songs that I feel like I said so much, and then I hear the perspective from somebody else, and they didn't even catch what I was saying, and I'm over here oh my goodness, everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. And it's no, they don't.
Right,
and that's just how I feel. So with creating this, I really was just thinking about how certain things in life we weren't taught. You know what I'm saying? You don't go to school and get taught how to file taxes or how to apply for apartments or anything that can really be helpful in adulthood. You know what I'm saying? You don't get taught how to search for jobs or, you know what I'm saying, how to discover yourself. It's kind of just social studies, English, you know what I'm saying, math, stuff that you might not ever use again. So for me, No Guidance was really some
history that might have been rearranged a little bit. That's the stuff you get taught.
I'm saying, man, they tell us everything else. But No Guidance really is, I love it for one, because the vocal, shout out Only 3. Now mind you, let me tell y'all something. All my tracks is all me. All the vocals, ain't no tricks, nothing like that. I sing all that.
Just before you move forward, is Only 3 on the song, or is he engineering the song?
He's engineering the song.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So every track y'all hear, the background vocals, the high notes, low notes, all that stuff is me. The ad-libs, all that.
Nice.
And so I was really impressed with how he mixed it because we did it. You know what I'm saying? When I go to the studio, it's usually I like to just run through takes and then kind of take the best parts of them, and then if we got to redo certain parts, that's cool. But we went through it maybe 1 or 3 times, and
nice.
Then he mixed it so crazy. I'm hold up, that's me. I know I know how to sing with the way you mix that motherfucker. Bruh, yes.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. So I really love.
Shout out Only 3 for
shout out Only
that
3.
thing. Yeah.
I love how it shows my vocal capabilities. It sounds so beautiful. But then on top of like the title, for example, the No Guidance, that's
creative.
I appreciate that. And then just me being able to be vulnerable and open up was really important because, you know, like I was telling him, like I want people to know me outside of my music because for me, like when I listen to artists, I want to support you as a person. You know what I'm saying? What you're talking about. I resonate more when I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So No Guidance was a super important song for me to just express, even for myself to express it because don't get me wrong, my mom, I love her. Shout out to moms. You know what I'm saying? She raised a beautiful, you know what I'm saying, young woman. And she told me everything she could, but your parents only know so much. When you think about generations of things that we've been through, they can only tell you what they know. So I'm grateful for the guidance, but it's still things that I've never had no guidance on. And, you know, that just speaks to, like, knowing your truth. Like, you know, it is what it is. That's how I feel. And No Guidance really just is like an anthem for those that feel the same way as me, like not knowing certain things and have to figure out for yourself. I speak about self-love in the song. I speak about, you know what I'm saying, the things that we should have learned. I speak about, you know, rescuing your inner child. Like, it's so many things in that song that I feel is necessary, and it's an anthem for people that resonate with it, for sure.
Definitely. That's...
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your girl, Dai Made. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that at DAIMADE Music. And make sure to stream and get your Dai Made. That's on Apple, Spotify, Tidal, SoundCloud, Automatic, wherever you get your music. We outside with it, right? What's good, y'all? We back live with it.
We back, y'all.
Yeah, I was letting y'all know about my boy. I was letting y'all know about No Guidance, my favorite track, engineered by Only 3, and I wanted to just really let y'all know, like, you know, shout out to Only 3 for what he do, man. Like, I feel like it's a one experience with him in the studio. He's the engineer. I literally, you know, not on No Guidance, but one of my tracks, Survivor, I literally cried in the studio making this. Now, y'all, my own mama probably only seen me cry like maybe 3 times in my whole life. Not that I don't cry. I don't mind crying, but I'm not trying to cry in front of everybody, you know? But, like, that's powerful for, like, somebody that I just met to be able to, like, evoke that emotion from me. And it's because he's literally, like, you know, he's the engineer that's going to tell you when you can go harder. Literally what he'll be like, you know, imagine that whoever you talking about on this song or whatever you feeling, like whoever is aimed towards, like imagine they sitting right in front of you right now and you telling them how you feel. And your favorite artist in the back of you getting ready to sign your ass. Like, you feel me? Like, put that emotion to put the pressure on you where it's like, you know, you in that moment and you feeling that.
It changes the perspective how you see what you're doing, huh?
Yeah, that one take.
That pressure motivation right there.
Shout out Only 3 for real. Gotta follow him again. That's Only #3 REE on Instagram. So yeah, for sure.
These 6 songs, is it an EP collection or is it just separate?
It's all singles. I have yet to put out a project.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all singles.
Got you. So, are you looking to put out a full-blown project, or are you just working on singles right now?
I'm definitely in the mode to do an EP. I'm actually working on 2 EPs right now.
Are you doing it with Only 3? Is he engineering, or?
I don't have like a set engineer.
Okay, gotcha.
Like,
you just...
just working it out. Like, being new, I want to give everybody a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I don't have like a set home engineer. And then also, I want to have my own home studio, too.
Yeah.
So, how I'm going about this EP is just kind of like, in the moment. Like, I don't even right now, like, I had certain songs that I wanted on there. Maybe I'll be adding some songs or enhancing the song that's already on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of like in the air, still in the planning process. I do know the concepts for them. So, the concept for one EP is like consciousness and ascension. You know what I'm saying? And then another concept for the EP is adulthood. So, that's the themes of, you know, either EP. And it's all just about divine timing. Like, that's my thing. I don't really rush things. That's why even with the singles, like, you know, I drop them when I feel like it's necessary. It's certain songs that I have made already, but they're made for those projects, so it's not going to be dropped right now because, you know, I'm dropping in
for a specific project.
Yeah. So
how do you go about creating your songs? What does that look like?
So because most of them are freestyles, it's literally just me turning on the beat. If I'm feeling it, even if I'm not feeling it, I'm going to try to beat out just for exercises. You know, sometimes when you create, it's not even about having something to release. It's about you literally just releasing for yourself. Just let it out, you know. So even if I don't like it, I'll still try to run through the beat. But when it comes to freestyling, turn on the beat. Sometimes I go off the title. Sometimes I just go off what the beat does to me, like, and how I feel. But like my most recent single, Love Language, for example, that beat is literally called Love Language. So that's what came to my mind, and literally freestyled that whole thing in one setting, and it's a banger. Like, the people love it.
Like we talked about freestyle earlier, off the top. So, like, are you like freestyling and then writing the freestyle, or are you just literally freestyling in the studio?
Oh no, great question. Actually, that brings me up to like. So right now, I feel like I'm in the stage of like evolving as an artist and changing and figuring out stuff for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at two parts to that. So freestyling, what I'll do is I'll freestyle the whole thing. Even if it's like, let's say that I mess up in the freestyle or something don't make sense, I'm still going to make sure that I keep the flow going, because you can always go back and edit that little part or change a word or add a word or change the cadence. Just keep the flow right. Versus like, oh man, I messed up. It's like, it's a freestyle. Just keep going. So that's how I do it. I freestyle basically the whole beat, and then I'll go back and edit what I want to do from there. And then the other aspect is, as of recent, that's what I have been doing. Like, I will have like maybe half or 75% of the song done, and then in the studio I'm freestyling the rest of it. That's what it's been as of recently for my most recent songs. It's pretty new for sure.
Yeah, the reason I ask that question, cause I'm really a true fan of hip hop. I'm a true fan of artistry. So and as an artist too, I know the process. So I'm like, that I was curious when you said freestyle. I'm like, now in my head, like, are you in the studio? Or are you writing it? Or are you writing after freestyle?
Studio ain't cheap. Yeah. I ain't finna be freestyling
exactly.
everything.
Studios can be expensive.
As far as like the environment, now where you're at and everything, I know you said that, you like it, it's peaceful and stuff like that. What do you think as far as like the events and everything that go on in San Antonio? You feel like San Antonio's doing good with the events they got now, or you think they could like do more, like, to bring more people in?
I mean, for me, just like this being my first experience on the music scene, I mean, I feel like everybody doing their thing, really. Like, I mean, I feel like in general in life, like, things can always be better.
Yeah.
But I feel like I see a lot of, like, when it comes to like the shows, for example, I would say I love the shows, even like just seeing everybody come together, like certain artists that I've met as an artist now step into the roles of a curator. Shout out Mike Brunch, for example. Like, you know what I'm saying? Floozy Inc. doing their thing. I met Mike Brunch as an artist, and then to be there doing the first steps of, Floozy Inc. throwing shows, like, that's, new. I think like being an artist and understanding, like, I would say I love how everything goes, because like I said, it's new and it's exciting. I would say the only thing for me is like the professionalism in terms of, and this is on, it takes a team. It takes the artists and the curators and everybody to be on the same page, so you really can't help it. So I would say just like the timeliness. A lot of shows start like 2 hours late, but you can't start a show if artists aren't there. Yeah. And you can't start a show if the audience is not there.
Typical hip hop show. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it is what it is, because one of my first shows, I didn't expect that. I thought it was gonna be like on time, and then once I realized that's just the culture of it, it's like, it is what it is. But outside of that, I think the shows are really dope. I think that I want to see more like new artists, though. You know what I'm saying? Like some artists that are not so known, more like diversity within the shows, because a lot of times we do see a lot of the same artists on the lineup, which, for valid reason, great performers. But I probably want to see some newness as well.
I know we asked you last time what's your like top 5 artists, and you named a few from here and there. But do you, like, as of right now, do you got a top 5 in San Antonio alone you can name?
Yeah, I think I did that last time. I can do it again.
Was it top 5? Well, I know you said because you mentioned some artists
that were from my hometown.
Yeah, you mentioned from your hometown. Just like focused on San Antonio, or it could just be a top 3.
Let's see. Like I said, 98 Priest for sure. It's like, man, he spit the realest shit. The flow is nice. And then just the branding in general. Like, you go on his page, he got like live performances.
98 Priest?
Yeah, 98 Priest. He got the fits, you know what I'm saying? He got the live performance aspects, he has he got the videos, like, just the branding is beautiful. Like, I love to see people.
I'm going to have to check him out. I don't think I've heard of him.
Hey, fuck with him.
Did you mention him?
Yeah.
You mentioned him last time? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't get as
as detailed. I just kind of listed people off last time, but now I'm gonna tell you the why.
No, definitely. That's what this is for. Hell yeah.
So 98 Priest, like, it's like, I love artists that are, and I don't know if it's natural or not, but to me, it comes off like that's your being.
Yeah.
And like, in every way, it's not just a song, you're creating an experience, You're not just creating a song, you're going to have the music video with it. You're going to have the slogan, like, he has, like he says, like, let love in. He got merch to go with that, what I'm saying? He got a video to go with that. So it's like,
his brand is...
Yeah. It's like, it's really like magnifying everything that you're doing. It's not like, hey, I just dropped this. He, like, even in terms of like, just content, he might not drop something on Instagram every day, but so what? When he drop, it's quality. So it's like, it don't matter how often you post about that shit. Like, I want to look into what you got going on because you don't post that much, right? And because I see what you do is quality. So, and I just look with the concepts. Like, he got this project where the cover art is called, hopefully I get it right, 98. Okay, look, I think it's called The Lost Kid. And the cover art is literally like a carton of milk. You know how, like, back in the day, if a kid was missing, it would be a face.
Yeah, interesting.
It had his face on there.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Come on.
That's creative.
Come on now.
98 Priest. And, you say he's here, San Antonio based.
Yeah,
okay.
he's in San Antonio.
I'm going to have to check him out.
Yeah, I really fuck with him, like, for real. And then just really on the soul music, my favorite song by him is Hold Your Hand. And it's just basically about, like, being able to hold your hand through life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all go through shit. And, yeah, I fuck with him.
I'll be honest. Like, I think you're the first artist on here when naming the top 5 got real in depth with it. I like it because that gives you a perspective, especially for the people, like, that I don't know, or for the people that the audience don't know. That gives them a little perspective because that made me like, oh, let me go check them out instead of just saying the name and then like, oh, okay,
right?
Cool.
Like, oh,
when you get that in depth, you're like, damn, that makes you want to check them out.
For sure. So big shout out to 98 Priest, man. Again, I would say Calamari for a similar reason of like. So the thing about Calamari, like me and him, we met at the Artist Musician Hub and we was both first starting off. You know what I'm saying? So I think I saw his very first performance. So to see, and I gave him a props then. When was this? Was it? I want to say it was around like October, right? Was you know me?
Yeah.
Right? I want to say it was around like October of 20. If we in 24, I think 2022? Yeah, something like that. I don't know if y'all know about the Artist Musician Hub, but this one it was open at their old location.
I haven't. I want to learn. I want to know about it now. It sounds like something I need to know about.
Yeah, that was the start of like. I mean, for me, that was the start of artistry because moving here, I was looking for studios to go to, and a lot of research that I was doing, it was like classical music, rock music, country stuff that is not my music. So I was looking for an actual studio space that do music that I create. And Artist Musician Hub hosted a lot of like jam sessions where you literally just go and people, like the producers, literally just play their beats and we all freestyle. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all come together freestyle, and then sometimes they'll have like set performances. So I performed a few times at the Artist Musician Hub.
They still do that to this day?
I don't know. I know that they were in business. I don't know about now.
Gotcha.
But
So I think they got it back started, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. So they definitely did like the cook-ups there. I feel like that was a lot of people's start. And I met Calamari there, and you know what I'm saying, I was fucking with him. You know, that's when he first came with the ski mask and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying, just being an artist. And so to see like his growth from us starting together to see where he is now. I know he just got the slot for South by Southwest that the pre-roll selected him for. So shout out to that. Like that's great within itself to, you know, really put your all into music and to see him build it up and it pay off. Like shout out to you for sure.
So I haven't like personally met him yet, but he's like in the shows I've been at and the artists I've met, they've like put him in their top 5. So like so he's like on the you say a list to watch for upcoming artists. I would say he is one because he is like, I think out of all the past couple like the past events that I've done, the 2 past events recently that I've done, Calamari was mentioned.
Making noise.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely.
Yeah. Even with him, like, you know, what I love about him and his music is like he is speaking his reality, like, you know, things that he's going through, but he puts it in a dance form. So it's like Dance to My Pain, for example. Dance to my pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love people that are vulnerable within their music, but
see, I like that you could even mention songs, because people don't do that. Like most people don't do that. So
I really listen, y'all. Like, I don't,
genuine fan, like you, a fan of the art.
For sure. Like, I feel like also, like, you know, if I want, because I don't have expectations, but if I want people to support me, I got to do the same thing. I want people to listen to my music while I would not listen to your music. You know what I'm saying? So, I love that Calamari transmutes his pain into art. You know what I'm saying? And he got us bouncing with us. Every show you go to, the audience know his music. You know, he do his dance, he do his thing, even the aesthetic, you know, having a ski mask.
So you gonna make it hard for the other artists to come on? Because now I'm gonna ask them. I gotta elaborate on why that artist is your favorite next time. Just because
you can thank Dai Made.
Yeah, because of Dai Made.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we on y'all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But even with Calamari's branding, like, just seeing his artistry, and you know what I'm saying, like, seeing him in action, like, you know, having freestyle sessions and seeing him, because I freestyle, he can freestyle for hours too. It's like, shit is crazy. And even, like, I like the fact he literally, because I used to do this in high school, like, he wears, like, I think he wears a white Converse and black Converse, like that mix match, you know what I'm saying? Just put some swag into it. And I know you would dance to Calamari. Yes, I'm talking to you. He danced a little here and there. He always put on a good show, but, like, I feel like he still hasn't even shown us everything. Yeah. So the fact that he's already booming, like, I'm just excited to see him do even more, because I'm not a dancer myself. But shit, I want to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to learn a little thing or two. So, I just love the experience that he gives, and yeah, I fuck with him for sure. Even the fact, like, me being new to being an artist, it's like, he has EPs, but then he's working on extended versions and chopped and screw versions. So for me as an artist, I'm like, oh shit, you can do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You can build off of what you already got going on and make different versions of the shit. So he's, like, you know, inspiring in that sense to see how he builds his brand. And again, like I said, it's just in your being. So shout out Calamari, shout out 98 Priest. Let's think about okay, Third Eyesight, she here. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to give a shout out to Third Eyesight.
Shout out.
For sure. I definitely like being. I get to unrelease, y'all. Okay, I'm put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see what is out there for the world, but also we create together. So I see the creative process, like, in real time, and the range is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Singing, rapping. Y'all, I know y'all know that she's a cold rapper. Her singing is phenomenal. I love her singing. And to say that I love her singing more is crazy, because she's a cold rapper. So, like, the singing gotta be hidden. So I would definitely say just the range and the versatility in the artistry, the cadence, you know what I'm saying, and the energy that's put into it, is definitely, like, inspiring. And it's just like, to be able to see growth in so many areas in real time is amazing too. And to be able to grow together alongside each other is dope. So Third Eyesight for sure. Who else? I know last time I said myself, like, okay, it's me. They made.
Definitely could do that.
For sure. Similar reason to Third Eyesight, like, just really being versatile and, like, having so much untouched ground. Like, you know, it's a lot of flows that I have that's just simply not released that I will give to y'all, and I do want to give to y'all. But it's just, like, not being in a box, ranging from so many different, like, topics. Like, even still to this day, like, I don't know what songs I'm going to make in 2 years, but I know that I'm always going to be elevating and growing. So it's just exciting to see what's happening right now, on top of knowing that it's only going to get better. I love my artistry because it's from the heart, and it's intentional, and it's meant to uplift you. Like, I love the feeling of sounderness, meaning, like, you know, knowing that you're not the only person going through what you're going through. So with my songs, even if I bring up some real shit that gets you in your feels for a second, by the end of the song, I want you to be optimistic about how you feel, though. It's like, yeah, we're going through things, but we're going to grow through it. That's how I want the song to feel, and I want you to feel like, you know what I'm saying, that you're not alone. Who else?
Number 5, huh?
Number five. Let's think about artists in San Antonio.
So it's like this with the 5th one. It's like, oh, it's the last one that I gotta figure out who's gonna be the 5th.
Let's think.
We can come back to it. We can come back to it.
Sure.
If you need time, then we come back to it.
I think I'm gonna give it to dang. Yeah, let's come back to it. Let me think on it.
Come back to it.
Let me think on it for sure.
Okay, third Eyesight. Well, you got a question for Dai Made that you want to shoot out there?
Yes, I do. They can hear me from here?
Yeah.
I was going to ask, because you did say you was like in a feature phase, like, what does that look like? The process of features, like, how do you connect with people, how they come about, like, how are they created?
That's a good question.
How are they created? I would say somebody got to reach out to somebody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you hear we got to work and things like that, and I think it's just about like timing when it comes to that and like scheduling. So the features that I have done has kind of really been on some shit like, let's think. I got a feature with Circus 3 that came about because we actually met at one of my, honestly, the show that really kicked off me like performing. I did a full like run last year, like literally basically every month I was outside performing like 24/7. And the first show that kicked that off was a show in Austin. It was the Never Fallen, like some type of event, and I met Circus 3 there. It was crazy as we was following each other on Instagram, and he was standing in line behind me, but we didn't know, like I didn't know like who he was, or we didn't know who each other was. Then we started chopping up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm such." I'm like, "Oh shit, we know each other." Da, 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 da. So then it's like our first time meeting was being able to see each other perform, and like, you know what I'm saying, like to see him perform, he was a vibe. I'm like, bro, you hard, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, it was like he saw me perform, and he saw the type of music that I make. So then basically the song that we have together, it was like something that he felt fit my vibe. Like he made the song like it with me in mind type shit. So features could come along that way. Like if you ever think of something that you feel like resonates with me, or something that you feel like would sound good, like send it my way. And another thing, even like when it comes to producers, y'all can like make beats for me, or just simply send me beats to choose from. I love neo soul. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite genre. So I love neo soul beats. I love a beat that's different. You know what I'm saying? It can have different elements in it. It can have some switch ups in it. You know what I'm saying? I like to like change my flow 1,000,000 times in the song. So that's cool too. So
I was just saying, you crazy with that.
I appreciate that. She get the unreleased y'all. She knows something.
I'm telling you, in the studio,
she got the behind the scenes.
Yeah, she be going crazy. Like I feel like when we try to have any type of direction, I'm just like, when we try to orchestrate some shit for real, it's like maybe it's like, okay, we need this, like in a collaborative sense. But then, like, even like this song we just did recently, I'm just like, y'all just gotta let her do her and keep that shit rolling and catch the good moments, because it's just, you don't know where it's gonna go, but you know it's gonna go somewhere good, like, and keep you on your toes with her music and her notes that she does. It's amazing.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely like to keep the people interested. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so many artists out here. You can listen to anybody you want to. It's only so many hours in a day. So you might want to listen to me, might not have time, but I'm going to make you want to hear what I got to say. Even with that feature, that was just, that collaboration that she was speaking on, that was just, some friends getting together like, hey, let's make some magic happen. I got this song here and I would love to have y'all on here. So simply just like inviting, if I come to mind, even if it's something that doesn't happen right away, just simply just putting in the air, I want to work with you. Yeah. That can be something that when future creations happen, maybe I'll have you in mind, or maybe, I will specifically think of something. But as of lately, it's been features. I've been featuring on other people's stuff versus me having features on my stuff. But I'll definitely get into both. But I say I'm in the feature era right now just because I am working on 2 EPs. Okay. And I feel like having something else to go off of to have me even more in a creative sense, like some newness will impact my EPs as well, because bringing out those other flows, and just simply having a topic ready made versus having to think about what I want to say. Because the type of feature I like to be cohesive, and I like to, go off of what the theme is. You know what I'm saying? So even like on some shit, I got a feature, I got a feature with Third Eyesight, and it's basically one of the last lines that she said.
Is this unreleased?
Unreleased.
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 Uh-oh, it's in the cut.
Good one.
Is this for like for the EP?
Nah, but this is actually the I don't know if you want me to say the name of the song. That's why I ain't saying too much. But okay, period.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, do your thing.
It's Calling. You know what I'm saying? It's Calling. PJ.
That's the name of it?
Yeah.
It's Calling?
Yeah. And even with that, that's honestly one of my favorite verses I've done because it's about your calling. You know what I'm saying? Your calling in life. And one of the verse that I go off of, her last line is, "Sorry for your loss if you lose me." So me coming in, it's like, "Sorry for your loss if you lose me." You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
coming in off of
And
what
is
you
this like
said.
a more melodic song as well?
I think it's a rap song.
It's a rap song, but she always gonna have the melodic tone. She came in like it's just crazy. She switches in and out so effortlessly. It's almost like, you know how people put tune on their voice and stuff like that. Like she can like minimal tune or none at all. It's like she can make those effects out her own voice without a machine.
That's what I do a lot. A lot of times in my music, I will like do like my song "Love Language," for example. It's like that's me doing that. I didn't have to do but it's going with the beat.
Natural.
You know?
It's natural. Got you.
Yeah, I like to do stuff like that. You know, it's cool.
That's fire. That's fire. When did you find that talent in yourself?
Like doing the whole beat thing?
Like in general, like when it comes down to the melodies and you actually using being melodic when it comes to music.
You know what's crazy? I never noticed it until somebody pointed it out. Like,
oh shit!
Like I would say like last year.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? With you know what I'm saying, tap in like somebody told me like you are like like she just said, somebody literally was like, because I think it was Colin actually that Ira pointed it out. He was like
so basically you was just doing it and you just didn't realize like
I just do this shit. I do this shit, man. And
like, I do this. I do this.
And somebody was like, they was like, yeah, you always find a way. You always, because it was a part I was actually going. I was like, because for me with features too, I do like to cater to like, you know, I want the artist that I'm featuring to be okay with it. Like I'm not to the point where I gotta do it this way. I'm like, for that song it was kind of rappy, so I'm like, I could do it over and just rap that part, or I could do this little, you know, this little singing run that I did. And they was like, "Nah, you always put that, you know, melodic tone into it. Keep that like that." Basically, they let me know that was my signature. Yeah. So I didn't know that's what I was given until like shit last year for real.
That's fire. That's fire.
It's just natural. I like to switch shit up.
No, that's dope. That's dope. And as an artist, I think that's a good talent to have, to be able to switch it up, switch up the flow. That's fire. To your branding, Order from the Heart. How did that come about?
Like the name of it, I have no idea. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to like the why behind why I built the business, it came about because, you know, like my life aspiration is to get paid for being myself, and I wanted to merge everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? Being somebody that designs apparel. Like I've had a clothing brand in the past. I definitely want to have one in the future. So that I also have a podcast, you know, that hopefully might roll out this year. I ain't no telling though. I'll see where it goes, but you know, I want to be a podcast host as well. It's called Words of Wisdom.
Words of Wisdom.
You know okay.
What else
Looking
do I forward to hearing that.
Appreciate that. I'm an author. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing a book. So
yeah, you told us about that as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
ABCs to Healing. That'll be coming out. So like a lot of things that I do creatively, I just wanted it to be in one like brand. So how it came about was just trying to see how that all merges together. And let's think. In that year of 2019. No, I genuinely like, I don't know where the name came from, but it just came from the fact that I feel like a lot of people, like hurt people. And I just feel like, you know, the slogan for my business is be the person you want to meet. I feel like everybody wants to meet somebody that's kind, that's honest, you know what I'm saying, that's caring, that will be there for you in your lowest, you know, things like that. And it's like, I feel like you have to give what you want. So with that being molded from the heart, that's how I feel. Like I'm always the person that's giving out flowers and giving out, you know, guidance in life and advice, because why not? If you got some nice shoes on, I'm going to tell you, because why not? I mean, it's not going to hurt you. It's going to make somebody else feel good. You might as well share that. And I wanted it to, like I said, be something that I got paid for, to be myself. And it just made the most sense to configure how that looks. And even still now, like in the process, like as I learn more and more, I'm figuring out like what that looks like.
Good in the Hood, For the Throat Podcast, episode 54. You can catch us on all platforms at For the Throat Podcast. We got Dai Made in the building. Where can they find you, Dai Made?
What's up? Y'all can find me on socials at DAIMADE Music. That's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. Find me streaming on all platforms at Dai Made. That's DAIMADE, and you know your day's gonna be made.
Facts. Yeah.
But like the concept of being a life coach just speaks to just who I am as a person. And like I said, like my life aspiration being like getting paid for being myself. I feel like it would be good to start a business where I can like merge all of my multifacetedness. Like, you know, I'm an author. I'm writing a book right now. I've had an apparel company before, you know, or not only did I say apparel company, I've had my own clothing brand before. So I do want to get back into creating apparel. And even further with my business, you know, as a life coach, I want to sell, like, you know, notebooks, journals, tools that can help you, you know what I'm saying, ebooks on certain things, the advice column that I offered, like, just everything that relates to, like, creativity and helping others and helping myself. I wanted to have it in one business. And the slogan is be the person that you want to meet. You know, I feel like everybody wants to meet somebody that's kind and honest and, you know what I'm saying, that will be there for them in their worst time. So it's like, for me, like, the purpose of starting this is, like, getting that energy into the world. I feel like a lot of people are walking around, it's like, hurt people.
Yeah.
So if I can be that one person that give you a different perspective and, you know, give you the tool, that's the thing, too. So I started it because I feel like a lot of times, like, you know, we all are hurting, you know what I'm saying, and trying to heal. But some people just don't self-initiate. Some people need a push. So I want to be that middle ground of like, hey, all you got to do is click this website. All you have to do is decide to click this website and read that article. You don't have to do the research, but it's going to be here for you. Kind of how I was speaking on earlier with like all the technology that we have these days. It's a million and one ways to help yourself. It ain't no excuses. You know, now granted, you know, people go through things. So I know it can be tough to find a willpower or whatever the case may be. But just generally speaking, it's like, it's something accessible. If you got a cell phone, you have YouTube. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got podcasts. You can sit here and learn so much from us in this sitting. You got you can learn from movies.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so many different outlets of how you can learn. But for those that don't want to do that for themselves, just go to motivefromtheheart.com. I got articles about like self-love, you know what I'm saying? Self-discovery. I want to start to put things up like that's pertaining to my music. Because for me, like, my songs give life, so that's a part of my brand, Motive from the Heart. I'm speaking life as a life coach, but also in my music, I'm speaking life. So it's all like a full circle thing. We're really jump started it, especially when I think about, you know, this was the same point in my life where I started to be an artist from heartbreak. The Motive from the Heart was from that as well, because I want to educate people about narcissism and gaslighting and signs to look out for. Like, I want people to protect themselves. I want people to learn. I even had it's not active as of now, but it will be at some point, y'all. We're going to get it together. I want to have a book club for Motive from the Heart so that we can have that accountability to, like, learn and read together. I really want to be the life coach that grows alongside you. I'm not saying I know everything on earth, but I will tell you what I do know. And a lot of times it's something that you probably never thought of or heard of. And, we always aiming to learn more. So, yeah, Motive from the Heart really just came from wanting to, like, move towards, like, world peace. And at the same time, get paid for being myself and incorporate every way that because I feel like with creation, like, that's a way to heal too. So, like, putting my creative endeavors into a website on top of the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, of, like, life experiences and all the skills and tools that we can use, such as, you know, books. You got books about confidence. You got books about, you know what I'm saying, how to cook. You got books about how to parent. You got books about so many things. All you gotta do is pick it up. You ever heard the saying that, what's the quote? I'm thinking of it right now. But it's like, if you don't want people to know something, put it in the book.
I never heard that.
Yeah, it's like, who's really reading these days?
Right.
So it's just so much out there at our disposal, and I just want to be the middle ground to have people, like, really my goal is to lead you to yourself. I'm not telling you to live like me. I just want to help you find a peace for yourself in a healthy way to where it's not hurting anybody else too. Like, it could be both at the same time. You don't got to hurt people to get through life for real.
So, Motive from the Heart.
I like it. I like how you're very elaborate when it comes to your answers. I like that. And you said the slogan was be the person you want to meet.
Mm-hmm.
What made you come up with that?
That's just how I feel. That's how I live. Like, I feel like I was saying, like, because granted, you know, the slogan of, like, treat people how you want to be treated, some people want to be treated differently than you want to be treated because we're all unique.
Mm-hmm.
But with be the person you want to meet, I feel like it's certain universal things as humans, like our emotions, we all feel the same thing. So I know you don't want to meet, unless you're traumatized, you don't want to meet somebody that's treating you like shit.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Facts. No,
Like,
facts.
you want somebody that's going to resonate
Mm-hmm.
love
Mm-hmm.
and kindness and grace, you know what I'm saying, and understanding, patience, you feel me? All these things, all these skill sets that we need, it's not always the easiest, but the aim is to be the person you want to meet. Just try, you know, because I feel like
that.
I appreciate that. Like, I really feel like, you know, if we all aim to do that, because then society will get better. Because society not going to get better if no individual person is getting better. We all are society. So if we all were to be operating in a hurt people thing, that's why we're in the cycle now.
Yeah.
You know, what is the quote? Something about a blind eye, but it's okay. Basically, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
Not for an eye make the whole world blind.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Eye for eye make the whole world blind, and like that hurt people thing is like kind of like that get back mentality. Like, they did this, so I'm gonna do this. Or even when it comes to, like, you know, violence. Now, granted, I get it. I get the emotions of things. You know what I'm saying? But it's like on some shit like where, if you know what it's like to lose somebody, why would you want to inflict that pain on somebody else?
Right.
Only because you hurt.
Right.
But if you like rose above that and like forgave, then everybody else will learn to do the same thing. Like, I just feel like we can all like learn from each other, and I feel like that's how you heal, because it's not really. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can't speak for everybody. If you really feel like you feel better getting back at people, that's you, to each his own. But I feel like, does that really bring you true peace to get back, or does it just make you feel like you did evil? Like, is it egotistical, or is it like real healing? And for me, I'm aiming towards real healing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're going to have to forgive things that you didn't get apologies for, you know what I'm saying, for yourself. Yeah. So I just feel like I always choose to take the bigger route, because I'm not ego-filled. I'm here to please God and myself. I can't be looking for lickbacks and all that stuff, because I'm protected, and at the end of the day, even with everything happened for a reason. People, even in your life, like the narcissist, that had to happen. I had to be that hurt to have motive from the heart and to be Dai Made. So it's
that's
like,
deep right there.
I can't find my mag.
That's facts though. That's facts.
You played your role in my life. You know
imagine if you never went through that. Who you be, or where will you be right now, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy when you think about life like that.
Yeah, you gotta forgive these people, even if it hurt, it sucks. And you can forgive. Listen, I'm the queen of forgive and fuck you. Like, you gotta be in my life. Right. I forgive you.
The two F's. The two F's. Forgive and fuck you. There you go. That's some branding. We can put that on the shirt.
Hey, y'all heard it here. Forgive and fuck you.
Speaking of putting on a shirt, so how you were mentioning, what was it?
Give back?
No. It was, nah. Okay, let me speak on this one first. So how you were saying, be who you want to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's different. That speaks a lot of character.
Mm-hmm.
Because be who you want to meet. When I hear that, I think of like females when they look for a guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What they look for in a guy, or like what the guy looks for in a girl. This is what y'all looking for.
Right.
But that's also who you want to meet.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So it's like, I see where you're going with that. I like that. There was the other one you were talking about too. The other topic, it was motive to the heart. So, because you said you wanted to bring out apparel and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
So this is just an idea I just thought about you just saying that. It's crazy. It's like the podcast setting, bro. It really touches like really deep, because I'm like, I just thought of this idea. Okay. So motive the snaps. Alright, so motive from the heart. The way I see it is like, for example, when you run a whole milestone, right? And I've never been a track. Don't get that confused. I'm just if you run a milestone, right? It's like you're running out of breath, but for some reason, something motivates you. Like, basically motivates your heart. Like, motivates your heart to want to keep going to finish out that milestone.
Yeah.
And so I feel like you could get like a shirt where like somebody's running and it's like a milestone. It's like motive from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have like the heart, like kind of like shine, not shining, but like it's more. You could tell like they're talking about the heart, like in the shirt itself.
Or if you becoming running out the heart, shit like that.
Hey, y'all speaking. Look, I'm open to it for sure. Like, I think even with life being a marathon, I have a song called "Motive from the Heart." No, I don't. I have a song.
Are you speaking into existence?
Hey.
Right. You got to get to do the song now. You got to. You just got to now.
I got a song called "Motivation," and it's basically like one line is saying, "In the end, it's not a race; it's a marathon." And it's like life running through that marathon. It's not a race. It's just like pacing yourself. And like you said, it's gonna be moments where you have to motivate yourself. Without motivation,
some Nipsey Hustle. That's the marathon.
Yeah, literally. The video we shot for motivation.
Yeah.
The video we shot for motivation. It was at the Nipsey. Nipsey Hustle mural that's in San Antonio. It's in that video.
Oh wow, that's dope. That's
dope. Nipsey plays a huge role in that line.
Yeah, both sides.
Nah, that's lit. That's lit. We had a behind the scenes question too off
Oh yeah.
Third Eye.
I feel like, let me just even say off of the topic that you're talking about, just seeing the journey of that has been amazing too. The speaking of journey, that kind of leads into the question. Going off the features question again, because I feel like within the journey, just seeing you hit like a lot of different cool milestones and stuff like that, and just a lot of great things. I know features wasn't something like you were heavy on in the beginning, so like as far as like an experience that you can just think of, like was it a feature experience that made that shift where it's like I want to do more, and even if it wasn't a specific one, was just a cool experience that was like collaborative with another artist or other artists in general?
I can think of two moments.
Mm-hmm.
So for calling, for one, we was in a space in a room full of like other creative people, and it was kind of just like on some, this is an open, whoever want it, right? Do your dance on it, and we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to be in a space with like other artists, kind of how you speak earlier, like wanting to know my creative process. Of course, like that's pretty cool to like see how other people work.
Yeah. So
to be in the same space with like great artists and be under the pressure of, for one, I be in the studio by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have I can be anxious. Like, even when I go to the studio with the same producer, every time them first takes, I'm gonna be a little nervous. I'm gonna have to just do it to get the nerves out. So to be in a position where on the spot you gotta come up with your best, the best of the best, right, to be able to get that placement. You know what I'm saying? I like that type of pressure, and I like to challenge myself. It's overcoming so many things. It's overcoming that social anxiety, that shyness, and it's challenging me to. Because I freestyle. It's cool. I freestyle, but it's still different to freestyle in front of other people. That's still another layer at the end of the day. So even with calling, I think, I don't know if I freestyle or wrote to that. I feel like there's a little bit of both. I think I started to write to it because of the fact that your last line was "Sorry for your loss if you lose me." I think I started to like freestyle a little bit, and then in the end just kind of got lost in it once I understood. Because for me, calling is spiritual, so I wanted to kind of come from the spirit too. So I would say that was a dope experience because, like I said, just the pressure of, okay, I got to do this right now. I don't have time to like sit on it, and let's just see how I'm feeling in this moment. And the turnout was beautiful. Like I said, that's like one of my favorite verses that I've done. I kind of would spit it right now, feel me? But it's really, 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 really dope because it's
give him a little taste off it.
Hey, for real?
Yeah, go ahead, let's do it.
Tell me what is calling me. I can tell you what's stalling me. I'm just trying to give you all you see. What I want to be. Look inside of me. Tell myself just breathe. It's within my reach. It's my destiny. I yield. I want to learn. I want to earn. I let it burn. My pain then rose from the ashes. And the shit we do is everlasting. Feel my calling, phone ringing in the back end. Run my business with a passion. Heart filled with motive, and I know I'm chosen. Discover self, and I know I'm woken. The more I live, the more I'm open. The more I breathe, the more I'm focused. And I am devoted. Spirit calling me. Please tell me what is stalling me. I'm just trying to have a ball in me.
I already see the switch up, right?
No, for real. I'm not gonna lie. The first one, I felt like more of like a kind of like a Jamaican voice right there. It was over here like called me. I was like, oh, okay. And then you switched it to just your voice. Like, okay, I like that. I like that.
That's fine. If you give the audience right now like any like out of all the 6 songs right now to go to like that like boom. This is the one y'all need to listen to if y'all gonna listen to my music first. Which song would that be and why?
Good question. Let's think what I got. You know what? I'm gonna just say motivation.
Motivation.
I feel like it's just because of the context of the song. Because I mean, I could go with an easy answer like love language because I know people would love that, but I don't feel like love language is like an in-depth view of like who I am as a person. Okay. It's kind of just like a bop, which is nothing wrong with. But like with motivation, it's like, dang. But you know what? I'm thinking far too.
Just dang. Hold
on. Pause.
Wait a minute. I'll renege that question.
Okay, she got one too when I'm finished.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna just say 2 of these.
That's cool.
Okay. Because, damn, I won't go through all the shit. Okay, but I definitely feel like
someone that never heard your music before, but these 2 is gonna.
Yeah, I feel like motivation because it speaks to me giving life. You know what I'm saying? Like I even got a line in there that say, "Don't ever feel like you ain't trying, especially when ain't nobody buying. Pace yourself. Everything ain't always about the wealth. Open it up yourself. And I said what I said. We gonna still get this bread. We gonna still get ahead. You know, like it's like whether you needed motivation or not, it's nice to hear somebody like uplifting you. I feel like on a good or bad day, you can vibe to that. And I feel like that's when I was mentioning the 2 tracks that got rap. That's one that definitely is like mainly. I think all rap. But I might, oh no, I got a little singer in there, know myself.
Motivation?
You just following your heart. Y'all sing a little bit now too. But it's mainly rap. I would just say that one just to know what I care about and what I stand for and what I'm trying to do with the music is like speak life into you. Yeah. But also, it's a rappy vibe. I feel like it's a bop. It also mentions Nipsey Hussle too. So even on a relatability tip, if you fuck with Nipsey, you might respect me even more to even mention him. He's a huge part of the hook. Blue Hearts for Nipsey, make a nigga get tipsy. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
Rest in peace, Nipsey.
And then Far. I would say Far because that's another angle of like that's singing, and I feel like again it just shows like how much I care. Like it's a song that's to really like celebrate yourself and how far you've come. So again, it's like it doesn't hurt to hear somebody speaking life into you. And honestly, it's my first release and it's still to this day my most listened to song. So I feel like a lot of people like love language is definitely a bop and people want me to perform that all the time. But in the back end, I know people really fuck with Far too. Even Far people fuck with Far too.
Is Far 2?
Oh no, Far. F-A-R.
Oh.
I was just saying like people.
Far 2. I'm like.
Nah. I was just saying.
Right, you're ready to talk about part 2.
Yeah, like people fuck with Far, but I just feel like with Far, it's like it's neo soul. It's very vibey, but also like speaking that life. So I guess that'd be my reasons. I'm curious to see what Third Eyesight got to say. What would you recommend to the people?
I was gonna say, I think I want to say my reasons why before I even say the one.
Okay.
So I feel like regardless the type of music you make, that speaking life to the people is always going to translate. So I feel like it damn near don't matter what song. But I think just how I came up with like really with that real just hip hop instilling within me is like I like when somebody make me make that stank face like ooh especially coming from a woman too. It's like, okay, she getting busy for real. And then I feel like when you can tap into both, it's always exciting. When it's like, if I know the rapping side, it's like, okay, damn, you can sing too. Right. If you sing, it's like, damn, you can rap too. So I would say No Guidance, because that is your favorite song. I feel like No Guidance is a good balance of showing both elements of what you can do. And Montclair Flex is like one of those ones that I feel like she doesn't always present as much as probably I would like to see it, because that's the one where I'm like,
she gonna be rapping.
Oh, I'm like,
she want to hear the rap. Like, you want to hear that? She want to hear her talk that shit.
She's going crazy, because it's like when I think of like a lot of like the big three conversations that people talk about, like in these days of times where they'll bring up J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick. I feel like that almost has like a Kendrick tone as far as content, a topic. Like when we can talk about like macro or micro problems, you can feel like the deep-rooted care for the people on like a community level of talking about even something further than maybe emotions. Like we feel how we feel, but then it's like having that deep feeling of emotion of wanting a whole community to be better or do better. But she talking that shit further than what she probably regularly would, but it's so much life within it. You know, it's all from like a good place, but it's not even that much shit talking where you just like you gotta respect it. Like it's because some people try to play with people that they like sing too much, where it's like it's room to where they sometimes will have less respect, where it's like a tone of a rapper giving that same message. If you got all those elements, it's like, I respect it. Where it's like you should respect it on all levels, but put it in their face where it's like you got to. Like Montclair Flex got that energy where it's like, look, come on now. I'm stank face listening to that one.
So that's your one that you like,
just because I
get
wanna,
this one, yeah.
Like I don't know, I just feel like she's way more.
Name that song one more time.
Montclair Flex.
Montclair Flex. What does that mean?
You want to talk about it?
Yeah. We got to talk about it.
Hey, I appreciate that, because you know it's crazy. That's the song that I don't perform live like usually. Yeah. Because of that, like I'm such a lover.
Oh,
I'm like,
because you flexing?
No, not even though. That's the crazy part. No.
Why?
Why? So like, for me, I'm like, I don't want to. And mind you, you know, sometimes it's just like, people get offended by the truth. We get that. But still, that don't mean I want to offend people, right? So for Montclair Flex, it's kind of like, I don't want to offend people, especially because we're in the music scene. A lot of shit that I'm saying in the lyrics probably resonate with a lot of artists. I'm probably talking to you in the crowd right now. You finna go up after me.
What's the line in there the most that you think offends somebody?
That's a good question. Let's think. Love it. Oh, I don't know. You know, now that you think, I'm like, I'm. She tell me this all the time. I'm probably in my head about it, because when I think about offense, now it's like maybe it's not offense. It'd probably be respect more so. But to me, I'm just like, I just don't know. Because I was thinking the opening line. How you rockin' Montclair, but they don't hang with us. They was hanging us, flexing dangerous. Seem like brain is stuck. Oh, that part. Seem like brain is stuck. How you was a broke nigga talking about a broke nigga, yet you still a broke nigga. In them chains, they done changed us. So like, I feel like the whole concept might, if people are making like the songs that I'm talking about that I mentioned in there, like I got a line in there that say, how you 101, but I heard your song before. I done seen this show before. And that's just in relation to everybody making the same type of music on the radio. You know, so just basically, if you fit the category of what I'm talking about, I think that you would be offended. Especially because a lot of people, you know, they flex.
You gotta do that shit. You gotta do that shit. You gotta stop playing. You gotta do that. Music is art. You gotta do it. You know how many people like songs on the radio that people, they be even singing shit that they be like, it probably them that's fucked up, but they singing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, damn. It could be anything.
But I feel like, because the respect aspect.
Yeah. Definitely need to rock. And it's good seeing it from someone else's perspective. Like, because you say your two songs, but she like, nah, this the one you need. Ow. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's coming from an actual fan's perspective other than your perspective. So,
for sure.
What you was gonna say?
But that's like the way I see, as far as like when it comes to music. Like, of course, music is art, but the way I see it is like, when you listen to like these celebrities out here, like you got NBA YoungBoy for example, it's like, oh damn, I could relate to that situation. You know what I'm saying? So even though some things YoungBoy says may be offended, or what you say may be offended, it all correlates, because at the end of the day, like everybody that be saying all of these type of stories they've had, people have actually gone through, people can relate to. And so like, yeah, it's offensive, but to some people it's like motivation. To some people it's like, oh, I've been there before, I'm not making that mistake again.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like music moves people, man. And because like you could be like, for example, like me listening to Mo3, right? People think because I me listening to Mo3 and like, cause you know he's all gangster, all about, you know what I'm saying, all about the gun, everything like that. Everybody be thinking that I'm that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Just because I listen to that type of music. But honestly, like music can move you like that. It can move you to where like you do, you know, you end up doing this. You know what I'm saying? And so like just because of the person you listen to. So it's interesting, you know.
And see, on the flip side to that, even if it's like if it's a gangster rap music or gangster artist, but then you got them songs from the gangster artist that actually could also give you a positive vibe from certain songs that make you not go out and do that shit too. Because I think you got both sides to the coin.
Yeah, exactly.
Because just as much as that music can make you do some shit, that also music could probably stop some people because they just want to sit and vibe out and just stay away from the bullshit too.
Yeah,
I say that all the time.
I was just finna say that. Yeah.
All the time.
I got a question for you though. So, I mean, obviously, I know you freestyle, so obviously it doesn't take you, you know, that long to come up with something. You know what I'm saying? But as far as length of time goes, like, you know, of course, practice makes perfect. So, like, as far as length of time goes, like, how long does it take you to like learn your song like on point?
That kind of depends on like how much I care for it or when I choose to like present it. I actually want to do better at like being more proactive and learning my songs.
Okay.
But that's a good question. I've never thought about like how long it takes. I feel like, I mean, for one, it definitely just depends on how soon it's gonna come out, because like if I'm going to the studio, I need to know it. You know what I'm saying? Time is money. So that's probably kind of when I start to prioritize. Like, let me really practice this. But right now, all the songs I'm talking about that's unreleased is freestyles that I still have to go back and actually like make sure that it's the right words, the editing is right. And I'm gonna have to run through it a few times. So I would say I probably set my studio times maybe like 2 weeks in advance or 1 week in advance, and then I'll use that whole time to like make sure that I'm prepping and getting it right.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your girl Dai Made, and let me tell y'all, I'm a foodie, right? So shout out to Itz Hittin Kitchen, y'all. They cooked me a home cooked meal with some shrimp. Shrimp is my favorite food. Got some shrimp Alfredo with the garlic bread, homemade. Do y'all hear me? Like Dai Made, y'all hear me? You feel me? Shout out to Itz Hittin Kitchen.
Yeah.
Man.
So with me, like as far as like when it comes to music, like the way like I end up, I'm starting to realize now, like. I used to not remember my songs. It took a couple of times to practice it, to actually keep it in my head, you know. And don't get me wrong, like my brain, like I'm really smart. Like I got like very good memory. I could talk about stuff that happened when I was 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I could literally go throughout the stories of me as a kid. But what I was gonna say is that like the way that I remember it now, like the way that I'm starting to realize, like how I'm starting to remember music is music that actually motivates me, moves me, music that actually like, wow, I actually said this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a few songs that me and him got together, like I actually like I still remember my bars, like from the day we did the studio, I still remember my bars. I'm like, I know my whole verse.
Cause you feel it.
Yeah, it's like I feel it. It's like, I don't know, the energy I brought to it, and then, like, how I said this and that. I'm like, oh, I said that. Oh, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, like, some people understand it, some people won't. It all depends, like, where you come from.
Yeah.
You could be a person that don't watch movies. You don't watch movies, you ain't gonna get me as a character. Because that's me as a character. Like, I love to quote movies. You know what I'm saying? So, like, one of my verses, I said, you only get one shot like an 8 mile reel. Some people don't understand that, you know what I'm saying? People who haven't watched 8 Mile, ain't really into Eminem like that, they won't get that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But when I said, I was like, hold on. You know, and so I feel like it's like an open book for me if I actually, like, get into the song that I'm writing, and that's how I actually remember. You know, it won't give me too much of a length of time, but like normally, like my past songs, I say it took me about 2.5 days just to actually learn half of it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
When it comes down to remembering your music, how do you go about
remembering it?
Yeah.
So
especially since it's coming from freestyle.
Yeah, so what I do with the freestyles is I freestyle and then I'll make sure that I write the lyrics down. And I just read the lyrics with the beat, have the beat like, just in flow, like on a loop, and just do it as, because especially if it's freestyle, that first time you freestyle, you might not ever get that same exact flow back.
Yeah.
So I try
or even remember when you said it off of a freestyle.
So no, the thing is, fun fact, kids, you press that voice memo, or press that video.
Fun fact,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? I keep it so I can understand that cadence and like remember.
No, facts.
Yeah.
I'm glad she brought that up, because I actually told you I did that I be freestyling at Amazon, and like I remember one time I thought of something and I was all like, oh, hold on. So like I wrote my voice memo and I started saying it, and I was all like, okay, I got it down. I'm good. I don't even gotta mess with it now.
Yeah.
Cause when I would just write it, I'm like, hold on, how the hell did I flow this? Like,
it's so many ways you can do things with your
yeah,
voice.
exactly. And then like it's like the one way it's like a Kodak moment. For example, like my kid, for example, right? I'm like, oh man, do it again, and she's not doing it the same way she did. And so it's like, oh, I missed that Kodak moment. But it's like, so when I start writing something down, it's like I missed the Kodak moment because I wrote it down and I remember it, but it's like, it's not going as hard as it first did.
Yeah.
So it's like you do the voice memo and it's like,
that cadence
it's locked in.
What's yours?
Cadence is one of my favorite, like literally probably my favorite thing about like artistry, because you can say something in two totally different ways and it's gonna hit different every time.
Yeah.
So that's something to play around with. But in terms of like remembering, like y'all got me thinking, because like I think definitely just like replaying the beat and trying to remember the cadence. It might take a million takes. Like also what I do too, I record the process. Like it's certain songs that I've recorded like the first time of me freestyling it, and then the in-betweens of like how it came together as a song. So by the time I hit the studio, it's completely different. First time maybe I'm on a whole different key, and then by the time the studio comes, it's like on beat. And then I look back at those moments and I'm like, dang, I really, because for me, like, I don't have the best memory, but to my knowledge, I might think that I've been doing the same cadence the whole journey, but no, like, I started off doing something completely different. So, like, kind of what you said when it comes to, like, what works best for me is, like, being in the moment and having that movement. And that's why I said, for me, when it comes to, even the reason why I got, like, certain singles out, it's, like, I'm doing what I feel in my moment, in my heart, like, in that moment, mode from the heart. You feel me? Like, that's when I'm going to choose to really like pay attention to the song, because I can do so many songs, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, a lot of freestyle that I have in my phone that still to this day that are unreleased, I know them shits is bangers, but it's also projects that I have those ideas for. So I haven't really like 1,000% went back and listened to it and all that, because when it is that time, I want to give my full energy to it. But it's so much. I don't want to overstimulate myself or be working on a million things, because I already do so much.
Right.
So really just like slowing down and focusing on what's needed, like in the moment, is when I'll sit down with that beat and just get the cadence right. And then even just repetitively doing it, I might come up with another idea. Because like with my songs, I don't necessarily like have a hook or a chorus. It's kind of just like that's kind of what stopped me from releasing a song earlier, because I started writing music or freestyling music in 2019, but I didn't release my first song until 2021, because I'm like, how is a song supposed to sound? Do I have to have a hook and a verse?
You want to learn the process, like you trying to figure out what was
Yeah, I'm like, what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's really
not whatever you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's whatever you want.
Yeah. It's your song, you're the artist, so yeah, definitely. I think one thing, like back in the day, when it come down to like just like when people structured it was 16s hook 16, but now you don't, like, you could just, I think people are more open to the concept of just boom, this is my song, I can do whatever I want with it. So but I think that's how it should be, really, because like even when like older freestyles didn't have hooks, like just straight freestyle, they never had hooks,
straight
but
the beat.
Yeah, just straight riding the beat. But back to the cadence, I think cadence is like almost everything in a song, because without cadence, that can make or break a song. That can make, you can have the hardest bars, and if you don't got cadence, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I actually want to get to your book. Let's talk about your book, and give us that process. What that look like? How did that come about? And
how did that come about? So I started writing this book in 2021, and honestly, it could have been done that year. Like,
it's crazy because all this stuff is like within the same 2 years, huh? Like the book, the music, the coaching. That's
yeah, I appreciate that. It was a lot of growth. Because think about it, I was wide open when it comes to, like you said, dealing with depression. Really having literally my whole view on life and love shifted. Like, what the hell is going on here? People be like this, like So of course, like a lot of newness came
something
from that.
snapped and
it started. What was the question? I forgot. My bad.
The book.
Oh, the book. Boom. So it's called The ABCs to Healing, and it's about like healing your inner child. I think that where it came from is like going through life, and like I've always been on I've always been on a healing journey. I've always been heavy on self-development because I feel like life don't get easier, you just get stronger, better, whatever. So it's like regardless of whatever's in your way, whether it's time, or like all the excuses that we can make as to why we're not doing certain things, like it can either forever be an excuse, or you're gonna have to pivot and find your way around it. So that's how I look at things, and I try to like push myself. So when it comes to like healing, I feel like that's now. I got a million things to say right now. So, okay. When it comes to healing, it's like I was going to say that's the point of life, right? And I also know the point of life is to be. So I'm not saying focus on healing 24/7, but like the end goal should be healing at your pace. Like it should be in the back of your mind, at least for the bigger picture purpose. Because some seasons you're gonna have to go through just being hurt and feeling that shit and not healing. Maybe you're supposed to be depressed for this long to learn from it. I feel like when I go through depressive moments or episodes, it teaches me something at the end of the day. I notice, like, okay, this is how you act when you're depressed. So then I can know in the future, pick up quicker on signs that I may be coming onto depression, so then I can, like, get around that and, like, boost myself up and do things to prevent that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the world we live in is set up for us to be depressed and anxious. So you really just got to be proactive with your self-care and stuff like that. So I feel like healing is really like important because you can heal and you can cope, right? Coping is like getting through, and you have your methods to get you through the moment. But healing is like actually getting over it. You know what I'm saying? You can cope through feeling upset about the fact that you and your best friend are not friends anymore. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you go out and drink every night at the bar because you're upset about it. But in the long run, is that really gonna heal you? No. You're going to have to look at what that relationship meant to you. You're going to have to understand and tell yourself, like, I'm hurt by this. You might have to cry it out. But at some point through your healing process, you're going to have to learn to let that go in order to move on. Otherwise, the next person you meet that's your best friend, you might not be able to form that relationship because you're still holding on to the past. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference between coping and healing. And I want the ABCs to healing to be like, really a guide to ways for you to heal. So it's based, and I don't want to say too much about the book, but basically,
go read it.
Yeah, basically, like the concept for it is the inner healing, because I feel like as I grew older, I started to realize in certain ways why I acted the way that I did, and I related it to what happened, like when I was a child. Sometimes we act in an unconscious way or subconscious way. And you might be acting a certain way, but if you don't like really analyze and know why, you just gonna act that way. Or you might not even be aware that you're acting that way and how it's affecting yourself and other people around you. I think like self-awareness is really important. So with the healing book, I feel like anybody wants peace. Everybody going through shit. You want some peace, right? You don't want chaos in your life. So my main goal is really to shed light on some things, share knowledge, and lead you to your healing. Like, and I think just in life, like I was saying earlier about like, I feel like a full circle moment for life is to get back to what you wanted to do as a child, because that's your calling. You feel me? Like that's your calling. So it's like, you know, like how you were speaking on, you know, all the things that you used to do as a child. And like, you know, you can bring that type of things like full circle because that's what you wanted to do. And sometimes life, you'll go through things that shift you and change you. But, you know, what brings you peace? It's probably those hobbies that you did when you was a kid, you know. So I think that inner child healing goes hand in hand with, you know, the trials and tribulations that you face. And the way that you act today goes hand in hand with the things that you've been through. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, where can they find the book?
It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out yet. Oh, it's not out yet. Gotcha.
I thought you was giving me future promo.
Okay.
That's why I said I ain't gonna say too much about it.
Got you.
When that time come, you know. Oh, for sure. If it was out, I'll let y'all know. But
when it's coming out, though? Do you got a date or no?
They don't tell it. That's the thing about it, because you said how they come about. So thank you for reminding me. So the thing about the healing, like I said, it could have been done in 2021, but I feel like I got healing to go through myself to where I keep adding to the book.
Okay.
So it's not like necessarily a date to it. It's just like
you got never in the book, right? Healing throughout life, like
I want to write multiple books for sure. So like it's definitely like I just move from the heart,
It could be this could be the chapter 1, chapter 2.
Are you asking?
No. I'm just like I'm saying like it could be that, or it could be book the part 2 of the book.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
ABC,
check me out.
1, 2, 3s.
You know, life is a book in general.
All right. Definitely. Come on with that 5th one yet?
Huh?
The 5th artist?
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Why you think?
Yeah.
I'm still thinking.
Oh, you still
thinking? Same artist? No. I want to see. I want to say Bidu. Honestly, like
Bidu Raps.
Yes, like.
Just, you said that on the
Yeah.
On an event. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like that. I love artists that are like vulnerable and transparent and talking about like the emotions because I feel like we all can resonate with that.
She's big on that.
Yeah, like the first show I saw her at, it was a Mike Brunch show. I forgot which one, but like the way that she translated it on stage to that be the first time hearing the music and the way that she expressed it, like you could tell that she meant that shit and she was like giving her all and it was real. And that's the type of music I aspire to make. You know what I'm saying? I want to become even more vulnerable with my music. So like I admire like artists that put themselves out there in that way. And she just spit real shit, you know what I'm saying? So I really respect it for sure. Shout out to Be the Reps. That's actually, you know what I'm saying, the show that I got coming up, Honey Batter.
The one you talking about?
Yeah.
On the promo.
Or depending on when y'all hear this, you know what I'm saying, it might have already happened, but you know it was a vibe, period. So yeah, shout out to Be the Reps for Honey Batter too.
Alright, so I came up with my question. So
we all need time. You see, I need that 5th slot.
So obviously we know now you want to be this, you know, you want to be the artist, you know, and many other things. Mm-hmm. But as a kid, just in general, as a kid, what was your first thing that you just thought, oh, I want to be this when I grow up? Like mine, for example, I wanted to be a forensic scientist.
Period.
Like, just because my mom got me
onto
that CSI. That's crazy. At 7 years old, my mom got me so much into that CSI.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the first time I heard a kid want to be a friend.
My mom got me into the CSI stuff and everything, man. So I was like, yo, this is it for me. Like, this is my calling.
There you go.
No, for real. Like, this is where I want.
It comes back.
This is where I want. I want to do this because like sometimes my little brother would pick on my sister, and like, you know, sometimes they'll get real violent, and it's all like, okay, I see a piece of hair of her hair is on his shirt. Okay, I don't know what may have happened, but the way I heard the sounding,
trying to put it together.
No, I heard the sound. I heard this. I'm like, they got in a big brawl. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm figuring stuff out, but like that's always was like my calling. And like even though like when I actually went to college for the first time, I just went just to say I go. Like I just to say I went. You know what I'm saying? My parents haven't gone. My parents never went to college, so of course they motivated us to go into college. Yeah. And so the first time, I just went just to go. Didn't graduate, nothing. Second time I went, I was a big time GTA gamer, you know what I'm saying, back then. So I was all like, yo, I want to be a game designer. Like, I want to be the one to do the codings and all that, learn all that. Well, because I was going to do it at university online, I couldn't pursue it the way I wanted to because I didn't get as much help. So then, but now, third time being in, I'm like, this is my calling. Now, I'm not going down the actual field, but who knows? Maybe in the future that might happen. But right now, even being behind the computer, being able to still, be investigations and do all that, I'm like, yeah.
See, like
full circle, yeah.
Exactly, like
yeah.
what you wanted to do as a kid.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what you still want to do before the world tried to conform you. And I'm heavy on like not conforming, and I think that's a part of peace too. Like when you think about, the world we live in is a bunch of people, and not everybody, but a lot of people, are living to impress other people, and maybe you feel like you're awkward or whatever the case may be, or everybody's doing the same things just to socially fit in, but all of us are weird behind closed doors, and it's like just being themselves. That the people we see pop off, we love them because they're being themselves. Right. Whether they, whether it's good or bad, you love them for being real. Like whether it's good or bad, I respect you just being real.
I respect you more.
At the end of the day,
when you just be who you are.
You know what I'm saying?
Faking the funk.
Yeah, but to answer your question, even full circle, when I think about it, oh yes, I wanted to be either a lawyer or a therapist or a counselor or social worker or artist. I know you asked for one, but that's like the way my mind was. Like I wanted to be either a lawyer or like a therapist or an artist, and I feel like I got all that right now. Like a lawyer because my mom say, okay, so when I was a kid in class. She gets great grades, but she's always talking in class, So my mom will always be like, you should be a lawyer, especially because I'm definitely heavy on justice too. Like I'm definitely an activist, and I definitely feel like
to work with you.
Yeah, like what's right is right and wrong is wrong when it comes to like certain things. So yeah. I mean, even like I'm not too familiar with law now because now growing up, I see like it's not even about if it's true or not, it's about winning the case. Right, so I wouldn't even want that right now. But at that time, I felt like it was about justice and stuff like that, and being persuasive and being able to change people's perspective. And then but I would say even still, just being a life coach. I'm gonna just say it relate to lawyer just because I'm talking to people. Okay, whatever. I'm saying.
I'm living my dream, motherfucker.
Yes. And then, like, in my day life, being a therapist and being a life coach, that's already a thing. Because I wanted to go to college, too, but I really didn't want to be in debt. And I didn't know if I wanted to spend 5-10 years in school. I didn't even like school, for real, honestly. I just got my good grades because I had to graduate, but I didn't want to be in that motherfucker. Yeah. Honestly, it's what we got to do. And so, being a therapist is what I wanted to do, or be a counselor. Just always wanted to help people. And then being an artist, so I'm a therapist, I'm an artist, and I'm a lawyer, goddamn.
Hell yeah. I'm glad the dreams are coming true. Hell yeah.
I appreciate that.
What's the most thrilling thing that's ever happened in your life?
The most what?
Thrilling.
I mean, this is kind of a general concept. I love to travel. I feel like a lot of places that I've been, I've done like new things, like how I mentioned, going to Minnesota and going to see Prince's house. Like, what the fuck? That's not an everyday thing.
Oh, off air you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I went to see his house. I didn't listen to Prince as an artist, because he wasn't my generation, but going to his house helped me gain, like, a new perspective of him and, like, really appreciate him as an artist and what he's, like, contributed. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? Going to Mexico. I mentioned this in the other podcast, too, but just, like, going to Mexico, I went parasailing. I can't swim, so I was scared as shit. But it was thrilling. I was scared as
Right.
I'm looking over like, damn, because like when you parasailing, it's like, let's say that this is the parachute, and then the boat that you can land on is kind of like diagonal. So it's like the boat is right here, and I'm just like, nothing major if this shit just fall and I just fall in the fucking water. How are they gonna get to me? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, wait, what's going on? Start analyzing right there, like, what the fuck?
It was scary as fuck, but it's like, for me, it's like, I'm not gonna focus on that because I can't control it. And then I also did it with my mom. Like, it was a birthday trip. Me and my best friend, fun fact, my best friend's birthday is the day before mine. So literally like a day apart. It was me, my best friend, my mom, and my sister. And this was after I moved to Texas. So it was like their first time seeing me in like a year or two. And so...
all your family's still in Wisconsin? Yeah. You're the only one that moved out here?
Well, so I got family on my dad's side that live in Dallas. Gotcha. So I do have family here. They've been here like 10 years. And they've been wanting me to move to Texas for forever. But like my mom's side, most of my family is in Wisconsin.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I feel like, you know, adventures are thrilling. So like I said, like parasailing, that shit was so scary, but it was also common at the same time. Like once I got away from like, okay, this is scary, I'm just like, this is fun. Like you in Mexico, fucking living your best life. And then ziplining through the forest. That was so cool. Like it was like a 10-piece, like I think it's called excursion. Oh, and I went. What else did I do? I did the bikes that you do in the mud. You know what I'm talking about? The big wheel.
Banshees and stuff.
I don't know the name. I think it started with an A. AV. AFV bikes or some shit like that. They just big ass bikes that you just. It's like a.
I don't know. We just call it. Where I'm from, we call it riding through the Banshee, riding through the mountains, riding through the mountains, stuff like that.
AV something, yeah, AV something. It's like going through the mud and just like, you know, makes you feel like you on your damn own your monster truck.
I know, like I know exactly what you're talking about. I never like heard of the AV term or anything like that.
Yeah, so shit like that. I like to, you know, travel and do stuff. Like the first time I ziplined was in Vegas. That was fun. I even did I did a bungee swing in Mexico too. I've been on cruises, you know what I'm saying? Went to the Bahamas. Then this past summer we went on a cruise to Mexico, so went back there. That was pretty cool. Even like here in San Antonio, you did say what was the most thrilling in my life, and I'm just naming off.
I'm just letting you. Hey, do your thing.
I love life. What can I say?
Yeah, because I remember last time I asked you what's your thrill, so I wanted to change that question up a little bit to the most thrilling moment.
Yeah.
She's like, I got a lot of them.
I really value like experiencing with people I love.
Yeah.
So that's really thrilling to me because all we got is time at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I really love to see the world. Shout out to my auntie Deja. I was named after her. And she definitely played a huge role in like the family, like just simply being able to travel like 24/7.
Who was that? Who'd you say?
My auntie Deja.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, she we do these. You know what I'm saying? She makes sure that we just do these trips with family, like it's a
That's dope. Make sure y'all get together, get that quality time.
For sure.
That's fire. Well, now before we actually close it out, do you want to give anything to the audience, or if we had any behind the scenes questions, or
going once, going twice.
Going twice. So, anything you wanted to say to the to the people out there, even if it could be words of encouragement or something that you never said before that you want to release, maybe can encourage someone. Anything.
Yeah, I'll take this time to encourage. I would just say, like, know that it's purpose in your path, and everything that you have gone through or everything that you are going through is going to lead somewhere. At the end of the day, I know for me, if I wouldn't have went through the heartbreak, I wouldn't know, like, you know, red flags for narcissists, for example. I wouldn't, even like being in that relationship, giving my heart away, like I still was, you know, learning to love somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain things that you can take away from everything that you go through, whether it's good or bad. And don't count it out. Like, I know it might feel hurtful, you know, to go through the things in the moment. And, you know, in the moment, you might not even want to hear what I'm saying right now if you're going through something. But just know, in the end, it will work out. But also, what you believe is what you give power to. And if you don't believe it's going to work out, then it simply won't, because that's what you're speaking up. And, yeah, you don't want to do that. Even if it's something that you fully believe, you really want to use the power of the tongue to speak life and to transform. And start to choose to believe differently. Sometimes you're not there yet, and that's okay. Life comes in seasons, you know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. And with that, like I said earlier, like, your season might be depression just to feel that. And so then on the other side, when you're not depressed, you can be grateful. Or on the other side, it's like, okay, when these moments come up, I know what this looks like and what this feels like, so I can choose how I, you know, how I be proactive in those situations. So, yeah, just really that, because I feel like you always, you know, in adulthood, it's this phrase, it's always something, right? So you might always be going through something, but just know that it's purposeful and it's purpose in your path. And, yeah, stay up. Listen to Dai Made and, like, no bullshit, all bullshit aside. It's like, you know, I'm grateful to be here on the podcast. I know I presented as an artist, but it's way deeper than music. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just telling you to get my streams up. I speak life in my music, so really go listen to Dai Made, and that's really like, it's power in my name. My stage name actually came from my real name. It's not something I just made up. It's my name is Deja. The spelling of it, the first spelling is D-A-I, so that's where day came from. And made came from really making your day. So that's what I aspire to do. I'm here to speak life into you. So give it a chance. Hopefully you learn something from me, learn something about me, and I'm open to any like, you know what I'm saying, collaboration. Like I said, my email is daimade@yahoo. I'm talking about this right here is a collaboration. You know, you got podcasts, you got interviews, you got music videos, you got shit. I want to act, you know what I'm saying? I want to fucking, I don't know, anything creative or just anything in life, even pertaining to my life coaching. Like, I feel like we put on earth to make some shit shake together and make the world a better place. So just know I'm here for all of that. I wish everybody well that's watching this. And, you know, definitely support For the Thrill podcast. I appreciate y'all having me here. You know, the energy, always great. Even when I met y'all the first time, that's why I'm here again.
Definitely appreciate that. Definitely grateful that you're here. I'm grateful you came for round 2 to actually get a full in-studio session. Now I really appreciate you just supporting us, supporting back. But like this is something dope that I think not only give our fans but your fans as well different perspective of you. You talked about the life coaching. You talked about you even with the kids, which is really dope for the people that don't know you. It's good to give people that personal side of you. Yeah. I appreciate you being here. Again, y'all, For the Thrill podcast, episode 54. Yes, Dai Made in the building. Woo-hoo. We got real deep today. Shout out Third Eyesight in the background.
Yeah.
Papi X Dinero's co-host. Woo, woo, woo. And your host, MC Thrillz.
Yeah.
Love y'all. Alright.
So much work for y'all. Elect me to be the dope man serving y'all. You can spend your last 5, it's worth it, y'all. Cause so much work for y'all. I know this economic depression hurting y'all, but I got so much work for y'all. Once the clientele popping, I'm setting up shop and knocking my competition smooth out of the box. Till the word can't be removed out of the block, and y'all cut like to be removed out of the drop.
What's good in the hood? For the Thrill podcast, episode 54. I hope y'all enjoyed the motherfucking episode. Dai Made in the building. She was here to make the day, and that's the fuck she did. You know what I'm saying?
Period. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate the opportunity to really just, have some good food, good conversation, some connections.
So my food, shout out, Itz Hittin Kitchen with them platters, man.
Yes.
Facts. Yes. Everybody was in here in a food coma. Ready to pass out on the couch. For the thrill.
For sure. For the thrill. Check in.
And